Hello and welcome everyone to another 3DBuzz tutorial series, this time on using Unity and a whole bunch of AWS technologies so that you can create your own analytic systems for video games. Joining me in this series is Mr. Nick Carton.
Hello.
How you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you, Richard?
I am doing very well, very well. Thank you so much for coming and joining in this tutorial series.
I'm more than happy to join in, and looks like a really fun project.
It is a super fun project. I promise you that.
All right.
So what we figured we would do is give a quick video overview of what this actually is. So we'll show the project, the final result that we've created by the end of all this one here. We have a very simple game where there is an enemy, and the idea is we are the blue player over here. The idea is to not get spotted by the red dude. So we'll run up to the end and, oh, sneaky, we beat the game.
Got it.
And then there's a bunch of other levels, and so we can beat this one. The lighting didn't rebuild. That's a bit of an interesting thing.
Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. It does look a bit like that, doesn't it? All right, cool. So there's the simple game. But what the project is to do about this one is to see into an analytics mode, how are people playing our game? So we can look at, we record how people are interacting with the game in different ways. We've got player path by click, so we can see where people are clicking lots. Then we've also got, we think if someone may have clicked over here into the leftish area and then all of a sudden over to the right, the player's avatar would actually maybe gone up a little bit and then run straight over.
Okay. So
we decided to look at it from the distance perspective of how far the player has actually moved, and we can see the different story that's happening here. There's a lot of movement of around to the right than there is to the left. And then finally we look at it from the by time perspective and see where is the player at certain points in time. Now the other thing we can do is look at it from a version perspective. So if you've made a level and then you go, you know what, I want to look at it from the overall metrics or from the how each version of the game goes. So you release a game and then everyone's getting stuck on level 4. Okay. You go, bugger, let's analyze what the problem is, and we'll make a change and we'll redeploy the game and everyone can play again. Now we can switch over and look at all the versions that have been available to this game and go, hey, it's version 2.
Yep.
Then that is, we can look at the analytics from just the version 2 perspective.
Oh, cool.
And then we can say, awesome, if there was an issue on level 1 that everyone was getting spotted by an enemy in one particular spot, red being the enemy, green being the okay, we can switch over to level version 2 and see, did that fix the issue? Well, no, in this case, it made it worse.
But maybe it was too easy.
Maybe it was too easy. We had to make it a bit harder.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So quick run through of the technologies that we'll be covering in this series. We have got Unity, where we're going to make everything from scratch in this. We make a game, a very simple game from scratch, show you how you can do some capturing. Can that thing go away, please? And that thing go away. There we go. We have capturing our data using AWS Mobile Analytics, which saves everything over to JSON.
Cool.
And saves it on S3. From I have clicked somewhere and didn't mean to click this, and now I will unclick something. So now we can go, hey, on to the next slide. Cool. Our data gets saved. My baby girl, analytics. All of the data gets saved on S3 in JSON. Then we get to talk about how we're going to use Spark and Databricks and how we can process and read that JSON. Then we save it into an RDS service, which is a database on Amazon, AWS. In this case, we're going to be using MySQL, but you could use any type. Then we make a .NET MVC website to be our simple API.
Yep.
And we set that up onto an EC2 server.
Cool.
Now, that was what the project was supposed to be, and it was supposed to finish there.
Oh.
And then we decided at the end of it, well, hey, we could extend this to be even better. Yep. So Amazon released some new bits and pieces as we were creating this. They released .NET Lambdas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, they didn't release .NET.
AWS made Lambdas available for .NET users, which is very exciting if you're a .NET coder like myself and Nick.
Yep.
Then they came up with another technology called Athena, and then later in the year released Athena .NET Core library. So we were able to create Lambdas, which are serverless, talking to a serverless database, which reads data directly from S3, getting our costs right down to very, very tiny amounts.
That's very cool.
Which is super wonderful. So with that, everyone, I hope you enjoy the series. If you have any questions along the way, you can get in touch with me, richardmord@gmail.com, or on the 3DBuzz forums. I am known as Jaxi. Feel free to send a PM with questions as you're going. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as Nick and I have had fun creating it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Yep. See you later. Have a good one.
Hello everyone and welcome to another 3DBuzz tutorial series. I am Richard Maud, Senior Big Data Developer with InfoTrack, and I'm joined today by Mr. Nick Carton. How you doing, Nick?
G'day, how's it going? I'm Nick Carton. I work with Richard. I'm a full stack developer, and I'm interested in big data stuff, so yeah.
Awesome, let's get going then. I want to hear more about you first. Nick, how long have you been a developer for?
I know, all self-taught 14 years and working professionally for maybe about 5 or 6.
Okay, cool, fair enough. And your main languages are?
C# and I guess so.
C# and a bunch of front-end
text.
text.
Yeah, there's TypeScript. I'm a big fan of TypeScript.
You like React?
Yes, I do. I think it's quite cool.
Awesome. All right, cool. Have you used any Unity programming before?
No, but I am sort of familiar with it, so.
Okay, awesome. All right, so the reason I'm asking Nick that one, everyone, is so that we can quickly clarify something in this. In this tutorial series, while we will be doing making a very basic game in Unity for us to be able to put analytics on, this is not actually a course about Unity. We will be spending the next few videos making a very basic game just so we can start to put all the analytics code over the top of it. So let's quickly run through what we are going to be covering. I should stop saying let's put in a lovely big Unity game icon. It looks like a 3D cube. Trying to draw the Unity cube. I am looking down there for my reference. Alright, so I don't like that. I'm just going to call it Unity. Edit, cut, and draw, and... So from Unity, our game will have events that happen, which we will capture, and we'll be sending those events over to AWS Mobile Analytics. Now, AWS Mobile Analytics is going to take care of our identification of people and assigning cookies to players and IDs to make sure that we always see the same person as the same person. It also lets us capture as many events as we'd like, different events that we'd like, and assign a whole bunch of metrics about all of those events as they happen. So we'll come, as we hit each part of the tutorial series and hit these technologies, we'll explain them in a lot more detail. But from that, for now, AWS Mobile Analytics tells you who someone is and captures the data. And from there, we can do some very basic analysis inside of AWS Mobile Analytics, but it is very high level stuff. What we want to get into is, as you've seen just before, we were wanting to take that data and re-visualize it back inside of Unity. And to do that, we need to process that data. So we push it over to S3, which is, does that look like a 3?
Yeah, I guess close enough. It's sort of like a S, but it's all good.
S3.
There we go. That's a perfect 3, but now you've wrecked the S.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you very much, Nick. This is going to be such a pain. So S3 is Amazon's storage solution. You can push as much data as you want up to S3, and it will be absolutely available all over the place in a very fast network with an insanely large amount of data redundancy and backups. Rightio, so S3 file storage. So we're going to take the data from S3 and it's going to be raw JSON logs, and we need to process those raw JSON logs and summarize them down into smaller pieces of data that we can then visualize. So to do that, we're going to be using Apache Spark. But Apache Spark, while we can run it on AWS in their EMR clusters or Elastic MapReduce, they don't have a free tier available for that, so we are going to push ourselves over to Databricks. And I'm going to write Databricks here.
Cool.
Whoop. Databricks. My handwriting is atrocious. I really should pass this over to you.
Mine's no better.
Spark. There we go. So S3, we're going to, well, it goes the other way. Databricks, we spin up a cluster and we say, hey, go and grab the data from S3.
So Databricks read straight from S3?
Directly from S3,
Pretty
yes.
Cool. All right.
Very handy, and I'm going to make my P look more like a P, probably ruin it. Yeah, it's gone. It's ruined even more. Rightio. So Databricks runs our Apache Spark cluster. They have a community edition, which is lovely and free, and they encourage you to use their free edition, which is just wonderful of them. Once we've got our summarized data out of S3, we are going to take it and put it into an RDS instance. It's really called AWS RDS.
Right.
So AWS, Amazon Web Services, RDS, Relational Data Service?
I don't know, maybe.
Relational Database Service? Relational Database Service. Why am I
probably
saying
it.
this is a question? No, it is Relational Database Service. Now, this lets you spin up your choice of database server. So you can use MS SQL, Microsoft Oracle, or MySQL, or MongoDB.
Cool.
Now, we're going to be using MySQL. And when we come to that point, we'll talk about why I like MySQL. I also really like MS SQL, but the key one is that I like Aurora the most. But that doesn't have a free version, but it's fully backwards compatible, fully compatible with MySQL.
Okay.
So
right,
when we get to
like
RDS,
a superset or something.
yes,
Okay.
it's MySQL is open source, and Amazon said we can take this open source technology, we can adjust it, and make it run better on our own services.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll explain that in more detail when we get to it.
Sweet.
Now, the bit where Nick is probably going to take over and teach if he's interested.
Oh.
Throw him on the spot there. Is we need to set up a website for us to be able to talk to our RDS instance. So we are going to set up an EC2 server. Now, EC2 servers on Amazon are your basic compute servers. They are spin up a server, do what you want with it, and then you can turn it off or you can you can leave it running. In our case, we're going to spin up a Windows 2016 server. We'll set up IIS on it so that we can deploy our MVC .NET. Oh, that is horrible. Our MVC.NET website, which is more of a web API, which will read from our MySQL instance.
Sweet.
And it will then take that data and push it back into Unity. Right. So Unity makes web calls to the MVC.NET website, which is running on an EC2 server, which talks to the database and then brings it back into Unity onto your local computer or somewhere else so that you can visualize that data back inside of Unity. And I think that is a pretty good run through of what we're going to be going through. Nick, any questions? Fire away, dude.
No, I mean that's. I guess that makes sense to me. I guess I guess I'll ask more questions when we get into it. Hey.
Cool. There is one thing that I forgot to explain, which is EC2. What does it stand for? Elastic Cloud Compute. See what they've done there? EC2.
Oh,
Cloud Compute instead of ECC.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's something.
Well, we also didn't talk about what S3 stands for.
No, that's true. What do we? Super storage service.
Super simple storage.
Oh, okay. That's
S3.
close, actually.
Well, the AWS Triple S, but. All right, so enough jokes out of the road. Let's move on to actually creating the project in Unity. I'm looking forward to this. Nick, are you excited?
I'm extremely excited.
Awesome. Let's get on with it. See you guys in the next video. Welcome back, everyone. First thing we need to do before we can get into the analytics world is actually build a game. So let's switch over to Unity and build a game. What should we call this? We'll call this 3DBuzz Game Analytics.
Alrighty.
And that looks like a good spot for it. Yes, 3D. I don't care about importing anything so far, so create project. And then we chill. You know, while that's actually doing, what we should talk about is the game we're going to build. So the game we're going to build is, there is a player. Let's go into this. Go back to Photoshop, please. Photoshop and get rid of that.
Alrighty.
So the game is, you are a player. We'll just draw a circle in this point, and you have to get to the end target. So from here, click around and walk up there. If you click somewhere, then you will move to that spot. And we go, hooray, that's very hard. Let's also put in a few walls.
Yep.
You love my art assets?
It's beautiful.
Here's why I dropped out of digital design and became a programmer. There will be an enemy here, and he will patrol around. and he'll just keep on patrolling around there. And our goal is to get the player from there to the end area up here. So if we can do that without getting spotted, we are successful.
Simple.
Simples. Let's get going. Now, Unity should have created that project by now. Hooray, we have a new project. I am going to put the game view just over into there and go back to this.
Cool.
I've got a main camera and a directional, so new. Let's put in a
Like the walls?
plane.
Okay.
We'll put the ground in first.
That's pretty important.
Oh yeah. Something that we can click on. I'll make that 50 by 50. Very big world. And then we'll zoom in and just make it like this big.
Yep.
Now we want to have for our player, we'll have a pretty simple capsule. Now we'll put that at 0, 0, 0.
Yep.
And that'll be the body. And so that we can see which way our player is looking, we will duplicate that and call this facing direction.
Cool.
And I did spell direction correctly.
That looks
Yes. Be funny if we both got it wrong. And we'll take this one and we'll rotate it in which way do I want to go? I want to go Z. Sorry, what am I doing? Z 90. I was hoping I got that right. If I didn't get it right, I would have to go, no, it wasn't Z, it was X, and then I would have been embarrassed. Alright, so we'll put that just there so we can see it a little easier. And now we need to bring him up. So we'll create ourselves an empty thing, an empty game object. We'll call it player, and then we'll parent both of these onto our player. Whoops. Onto the player, and then we'll take this guy. Oh, bugger. Undo. I forgot to zero out my player game object before. But parenting. Now we've got our player, and
now we can move it up.
We could move that up, yes, but I also want to make sure that the game object stays at 0.
Right.
So, whoopsie
Oh, you
daisy.
just want to move the body and stuff up?
Yeah, so I'll move these guys up there. Close
Cool.
enough is good enough in this case. And then we'll move it into there. Okay,
Yep,
cool.
makes sense.
Rightio, so our player needs to... Our body doesn't want to have a capsule collider on it. So we will just copy this guy. And we'll move it onto our player and paste the component in. Paste as new.
That's pretty cool.
Now we'll go to the body. You do not need to have a capsule collider. You can be removed. Everything else is good. Facing direction. You do not need to have a capsule collider. You can be removed. And now we have our player and we can see where he goes as he walks around. Rightio, let's quickly find the camera. And just so we can see what's happening, move you up, rotate you over. So you, whoa, wrong axis. Rotate on X a bit so we can see what's going on, and then move it up. So now we've got this higher overview of where he is.
Yep.
And the player finally, no. I'll come back to you. I don't like the coloring right now in the game because everything's just white.
Everything's just white, yeah.
Alright, so inside of our assets file, or at our project level, that was a hard word to find, we'll create a new folder and call it materials. And whoops, create a new material.
There we are.
Thank you. We'll call this
Sweet, the Unity comes with free lens flares.
map player. Oh yeah. They look pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I'll show them to you in another. What color do you want our player to be? Enemy is red.
Enemy is red.
Do you want to be blue or green?
Oh, I like blue. Blue's a cool
Team
colour.
blue. Team blue. Team blue. Nick's favorite color is red.
It's not though.
But everything on your desk is red.
Yeah, well.
What is your favorite color then?
I don't know. It's, to be honest, either blue or green.
Blue, okay.
So either of those selections would have been pretty good.
Nick has so much red stuff. He's got a red keyboard. He's got red
No,
on his shirt right now. He's
true.
got a red background on
I
his
swear
watch.
it's just a coincidence. Man.
I reckon you just love the little red spot on my microphone right now, don't
It
you?
lights it up a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to work. Alright, so we've got our materials folder. I am now going to also make a scripts folder. And in here we will create a player. And open up player.
Oh, really? Cool.
Now, if anyone's wondering why we are not switching over to Visual Studio 2017, I don't know that Unity has a
support
for that just yet. Yeah, maybe they do, and I just haven't updated yet. But the other reason is when we get into the AWS realm, they don't support 2017 yet. So we are going to sit ourselves back over to 2015.
Fine with me.
Radio. So let's get into things. We have our player, And if we want our player to be able to move to a click position, we are first off going to need to have a public float move speed. You know what, we should probably let's skeleton in the whole thing first instead of going into the details. We'll put in an enum, so public enum player state movement, and in that we'll put stationary and moving. We don't need start. Actually, yeah, we will need start a bit later on. So let's put update. Update, we're going to do if input.get mouse button down. If you left click somewhere, then we will handle left click. And if you don't do that, then, well, even if you do that, we will just also update movement.
Yep.
Create that. Keyboard shortcuts for anyone who doesn't know how I just did that. Control dot to bring up the what do you want to do with this.
You know what, I've been using Microsoft Visual Studio for a while, and I didn't even know that one.
Really?
No, I type them out myself.
Man, I'm going to find you all kinds of cool tricks. Do you know you can make boxes?
What you mean boxes?
Whoa!
Oh wow, you like your mouse shortcuts? Jeez.
Keyboard shortcuts are the coolest thing in the world.
The keyboard shortcuts, yeah.
Okay, so if we are going to put in an update movement, well, let's look at handle left click first. So where did we click? When we click on a position, we want to see, did we click on the ground, and can we actually move to that position? So we'll do that by ray casting. So we say ray equal to camera.main. Dot screen point to ray input dot mouse position. So Nick, who is a bit new to Unity, let's quickly explain what this is doing. A raycast is saying shoot an invisible line from some point to some point and tell me what you hit. In this case, we can say look at the camera, that main camera that we are, and take that screen point that we have clicked on, and what point is the mouse in? Well, it's at the mouse position. So wherever the mouse is on screen, take that and shoot it from the camera directly into the world. You can't see what I'm doing over there when you're at home watching, but my hand is going into the world. Alright, and when we hit something, we are going to output some where we hit. So raycast hit info, or raycast hit, which we'll call hit info. And inside of that, we'll say if, and we'll take advantage of the physics engine, physics.raycast.
And Unity's got a lot of stuff.
Unity's got some cool stuff. We'll pass in our ray. We are going to
I think that's supposed to... Oh, wait, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Lots of overload methods. So
Cool.
We are actually going to switch over to the second, or the third one, or the fourth one. I don't know, let's find out. Ray. Yes, I want to take advantage of an out.
You want the hit info out, right?
I did. I just don't know which one I'm going to use for. I'm just going to type, and it's going to figure. I probably should have looked up which one I was going to use so you at home could see it. However, I haven't done that. I'm a bad person. Hit info. Hit info. How far do I want to shoot that thing for? I want to shoot it to mathf.infinity to just keep on going all the way away, and I also want to know which layer mask I'm going to be dealing with. So I haven't set this up yet, but click layer.
Interesting. Okay.
Click layer dot value. We'll come back to this click layer in a moment, and let's quickly put this in. If hit info dot collider dot game object dot name. And to make sure that we don't stuff, I don't stuff this one up, because usually I tend to go ground in some places and ground in others.
Equals instead of.
I know, I haven't finished writing it out yet, Nick.
Yeah, but you passed it into the to lower method.
Oh right, yes, good point. Nick is correct on that one. Equals to rightio. So I tend to sometimes write some things out as ground and then some things out as ground, so little g or big G, and it gets me really annoyed that I just forget which one I do. So I throw a 2 lower on there, and then fix myself up. And we'll do this with, if you've clicked on somewhere and it was the ground, we'll do set move target.
Alrighty.
And where are we going to move our point to? We are going to move to hitinfo.point, which is the where did the ray hit in the world.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
Interesting.
And now set to move target says I don't exist, so control dot to generate the method, enter so that we can set ourselves to go there.
Fancy keyboard shortcuts again.
Oh yeah, keyboard shortcuts are great. Like the one I just clicked that I don't know what I did.
What just happened?
I pressed Control to the end,
Oh,
and it
okay.
goes other side.
I know that one.
All right, let's stop looking at those and move into these ones. So set move target. We need to know where are we going to be moving to. So for this, we need to store the position somewhere. So let's put in here some more things. We know how fast we want to move there. So public float move speed. We also want to put in a target position. Whoops. Public vector 3 target position. We want to have we need to have a state that we're currently in. So I am just going to copy and paste this one. Public player state movement. And no, that's really all I need for this one, isn't it? Just we know where we're going to click and set that position and tell us that we are now moving in because it is public. I will set it as capital S. Radio. So over here to set move target, we're going to do target position is equal to point, and then set state. Now we could just do this. State movement is equal to player state movement dot. We are now going to be moving because hooray, we will now be moving.
Makes sense to me.
All right, cool. Let's check how long this video is going for so far. We are up to how far are we up to? 12 minutes. All right, cool. I think we might just quickly end this one here and move on to the next one.
Cool.
So we will come back in just a second, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. In this lesson, we will be completing off the player. And as Nick was pointing out, just as we were off screen there, in handle left click, I forgot to explain what click layer value was, which made me feel very silly because there's this big ugly red, Nick's favorite color,
Not my
underline saying a big error. Do you like errors, Nick?
I love them.
All right, cool. So let's explain what click layer is. Click layer is if you want to say what layer you have clicked on, then you need to do a bit shift around there, and I don't want to have to do that, so we can actually jump over to Unity here. Go away if you're hiding yourself up. Go away. And inside of the... I'm just going to pick on the ground, which I'm now going to call ground. We've got layer, so we can assign things to different layers to say only these things should happen if you talk to this layer. Right. So we're going to put in a layer here, and we'll call it ground.
Okay.
So you can have as many layers as you want. I am going to call this one, so the object's name is ground, but I am now going to assign it to the ground layer.
Right.
So we don't have to call it ground, we can call it ground plane, play area, whatever.
Do you need to make that clickable or something? Or
no, it's not clickable, air quotes, by default until we put click logic in place. So let's go ahead and put some click logic in place. And to do this, to be able to pass in click layer.value like this, we can say what layer are we looking for on clicks. So we'll put in here public layer mask click layer.
Right.
And now we'll put that at the top. If we go back to Unity and click on our player and then actually apply the player script by just dragging that straight over, and now it's on there. Click layer says, what layer are you going to be on? Everything, default, blah, 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 ground. And all of these layers here match up to
interesting.
this layer.
That's pretty cool.
So now we can say what layer are we looking for clicks on? We are looking for clicks against the ground layer. So very sorry that I missed that part there. Rightio, so now click layer says I exist, hooray, and I will take that name of ground and convert it to the correct int to look up for you.
Cool.
Alright, now we haven't put in update movement, so let's go down to update movement and start putting this in. To update the movement, we are going to do a switch statement. Switch based on our state of movement. And inside of there, we'll quickly skeleton this thing out. So case player state movement dot stationary break. Right, I just tried to correct that and I did it wrong. And break again. Stationary, we're going to put in here to be moving. All right, so if you are stationary, what should we be looking for in update movement? Nothing. Basically, just stand there and chill. And inside of moving, we need to see, are we close enough to the target? No, we're not. Then we should move to the target. And if we are already at the target, well, then we should switch ourselves back over to stationary. Rightio. So let's set up, move to target.
Sweet.
And switch over to there. So again, that was control full stop enter.
Cool.
Which generated it for us. And now we can put in here. We want to, first off, if we are moving to the target, I want the nose of the player to be facing where it's going. So we'll say set facing direction. And we'll do that with vector 3. Look at position is equal to. Now we can say take this object and look at the position that I want you to go to. But if we were doing that in the 3D world, or even though we are doing it in a 3D world, looking at this from a sideways perspective, there's our very flat ground plane and there's our player. And here is where we've clicked. If we say look at that position and we want to say rotate the whole thing to face that direction, he would then be looking like this and bending over to look at it, which wouldn't be very good. So we want to Photoshop is not just Control Z, it's Control Shift Z. Control Alt Z.
Really? Okay.
We want to say the lookout position is there, however only affect the one axis or two axes that will actually make us look at that position and still be looking straight up.
Rotate around the y-axis.
Yep. So when I said one or two axes, I did actually mean one because I can think so well. So new vector 3. We know our target position because we clicked there. Dot x. Our own game object dot transform. Transform dot position dot y, and I'm going to recorrect myself and say no, there were two axes after all to be rotating out. Z. Sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking at the same time as I'm typing. It feels a bit weird, and I'm hoping they don't come across as too dumb because of it.
I think everyone feels like that when they're trying to teach something.
Yeah. Transform dot look at. So now, all right. So we've generated where is the position that we should be looking at, and then we're going to tell our game object, our player, look at that position. So transform dot look at position. And now we need to start moving to that position. And let's do transform dot position is equal to vector 3 dot move towards. We'll take our current transform position and we will move towards the target position. Hey, where'd it go? Target position. Good. And we will move there by our move speed and times it times time dot delta time. So Nick, this one here says if you were to be moving at your, if you don't include this and you run this on my computer and then you run it on your computer.
Oh, it's going to change on the CPU speed?
Correct.
Cool.
Yes. So we get this out there and now we can say how much time has passed since the last frame and move at the correct amount.
Sweet.
Rightio, so that's going to get us moving. So now we need to also just quickly check, are we close enough to that position and have we arrived? So we'll do this close enough to target. Which is going to be if transform dot position minus the target position and the magnitude between those two. Transform the position, target position.
Put around brackets around it.
Yeah, whoops, hang on. Good work, mathematics. Dot magnitude is less than 0.1 f. We could probably put that as a threshold variable.
Yep.
And I will come back to that. So if we are close enough to the position, then we'll say transform dot position is equal to our target position, and then we will go and say the state movement is equal to player state dot stationary.
Sweet.
So we have arrived. That makes sense.
So if you're close enough, then we start moving.
Yep. All right. I am going to actually turn this into a variable. Move. What should we call it?
Closity.
Closity. Position closity?
Closeness.
Let's go with no.
Is closer. All right.
Position Closity.
That's closety.
How would you spell closity?
I don't know. I mean,
Close-ity?
yeah, that looks good.
Okay, position closity threshold. Here we go. Alright, let's take that one and we'll go back up to the top and we'll say public float. You're loving this now, aren't you? Here we go. So this has been set. Let's go over to our Unity game. Have I missed anything from start? I feel like I've missed something from start.
Well, start's not doing anything.
You're right. We should probably say that we are state movement is
not
equal
moving.
to stationary. That would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Unity. Inside of Unity, we now have our player and we have position closity.
Oh, that's awesome.
Closity threshold. That was 0.1.
Sweet.
Great. We're going to click on the ground and the move speed. If we leave this at 0, then we won't move. So let's set that to 5 and we'll wing it and we'll see what happens. The target,
that 5 like world units or something?
5 world units. Yep.
Cool.
Whoops. No, I just pressed Control S by habit, so that's a good habit to get into. Let's go and create ourselves a scene folder. Scenes. Save. And we'll call this one level 1.
Okay.
Let's see if it's going to work. Drum roll. Building. It's building.
Okay.
Can we click there?
Hey,
Woohoo! We got clicking.
We did it.
Except
I mean,
he's
they're not looking at the wrong.
He's looking in the wrong way,
spot.
and we can fix that one by changing the player's facing direction object. Now the fun part is you could probably try and figure out which way is going to be correct. So let's figure that out. He's looking what he thinks is straight. If we click up, then he's staying that way. So we need to just rotate him 90 degrees to his right or around Y. So you rotate you to 90. So where I've done X, it was actually incorrect. Oh well. And now we'll go straight over the top so that we can reposition this to go about.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Move away. It's a little bit out. Picky. Probably too far out the other way. Alright, cool. So I'm trying to fix it. I've made it worse.
Good enough.
Move on with life. Now we can click and we can see as we get there. And if we click just below him, he doesn't do the whole bend over thing that we were talking about.
Yep.
Okay, cool. The player is moving to where we click. I do want him to go just a little bit faster, so let's make it 15. Go, nice. Gadget. Alright, he's sneaking and he's trying to run a little bit. Let's put it at 10. Cool. Okay, I've pressed unplay, and so I should reset that back to 10. Unplay. Well, it's not pause. You could say stop, but
it's I guess unplay is fair enough.
Come on, Mr. Closity. I'm going to call this one prefabs. And into the prefabs folder, we will take our player and drag player into the prefab, so now we can instantiate him whenever we want.
Cool.
Great.
Okay.
Rightio, so that is this video done. In the next one, we are going to get our enemy to start patrolling. So I will see you there. Goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we are going to get our enemy to start patrolling around the place as well. So let's quickly zoom out. Controls, if I can figure them out, that would be great. I am going to take our player and duplicate him and call it enemy. Okay. I'm going to remove the player script. And now I am going to
make him red.
My
not favorite color.
Your totally favorite color. Matte enemy. And we'll make this one. How about a nice shade of orange?
Orange, fancy.
And we'll take our enemy and we'll move our enemy over there. So it's a different spot. And we'll take our enemy body and we'll take the enemy over the top of that. And the facing direction of the enemy, put that over there. Now we have this orange enemy. I don't like it looking orange. I'm actually going to make it red.
It's a bit, it's a bit funky.
Red. I feel better that it's red. I don't know why. Rightio. Let's create our enemy script. So script, create C# script enemy, and open it up in Visual Studio. I would love to reload everything, please. our enemy is going to patrol through a bunch of points. It's going to move from point to point to point to point.
Yep.
We want to have the ability to just reach one of those points and just chill for a bit, stop, look around before moving on to the next one.
Okay,
So
and then also have a, is it we're going to have a cone of vision or a circle of vision?
we're just going to put a sphere around him. So
Okay.
it's just going to come within range of the enemy.
Cool.
So we might, for the sake of a story on this one, we will pretend that it's a robot that has cameras that can see 10 meters in every direction.
Cool. All right, then.
So no, we're not going to worry about like you and I being able to see forward and not behind us. We're just
Okay.
going to say if you came within range of it, then you were spotted by Mr. Robot with,
Okay.
with the nose facing
Cool.
direction.
All right.
Cool, let's get going. Rightio, so to do this, we are going to need to put in a... What am I going for? More enums. Public enum.
You know, I've always called them enums, but it sort of makes sense because it's enumerable.
Yeah, okay.
No, I mean enum sounds, is innumerable, enum, but yeah.
No, you can entertain people.
I don't think it's entertaining.
Everything is entertaining. More information. I wish I had smart-ass comments to throw at you while I'm doing this, but I'm trying to think, so... Moving to patrol point. Alright, so having two things in here. We're going to have enemy state movement, which is going to say you are stationary or you're patrolling. And this is the idea behind this one is if we wanted to extend this, we could now have attacking or defending, and then have sub-states of those. Defending. There we go. Yeah, I see it. I'm going to get rid of this anyway. So we could then have a decision tree based on the high level and then sub-states of how to interact with those as well.
By scanning, you're probably going to get to this anyway, but what is this scanning for where the player is, or that's just when you... Yeah, so what is that? What is that?
So we're going to have enemies that can just sit there and do nothing.
Yep.
And then we'll have enemies that patrol and move around the place. But as they're moving from point to point, they'll be on them moving to the patrol point route. But then when they get to that point, we might want them to stop and just chill out and scan the area.
Okay.
My robot voice.
So, okay.
Cool. Awesome. Alrightio. So let's quickly skeleton things out. We need to have a... Do we need anything in start? I don't think we do, so we'll just get rid of it.
Okay.
What's up?
I mean, nothing. I was just going to say if we do need to initialize anything, we can just do it in the construct. Oh, wait. I guess start is the constructor in this, sort of.
Yes with an O. Start is where you would put your initialization logic in. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. Let's put in update. You want to update movement. And let's jump to our update movement method. And inside of here, we want to have a switch. Based on, now if we're going to put all these switches in, we should put in things that actually make sense to look at. Public enemy state movement and enemy state patrol, state patrol. So here we would put in a switch. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Switch. There we go.
There we are.
Switch based on state movement. Case, whoops. Brackety brackets.
Like it's curly brackets.
State movement stationary. Break because you don't do anything. And case state movement when we are patrolling. We will then break there. And here we will put that there. So, whoa. If we are patrolling, then we will update movement.
Yep.
Now, inside of update movement, we are going to do another switch based on state patrol. And case patrol dot scanning break and case patrol dot moving to patrol point. Break. Cool. What do we want to do next? If we are moving to patrol point, then we want to put in move to patrol point and put in that. We'll get rid of this. And if we are scanning the area, then we will just put in scan area. Now, if we are going to move through our patrol points, we are going to need to know what our patrol points are. So let's create another list, or a list, list of type game object, and we'll call these patrol points. And now we'll switch back over to Unity. We'll take our enemy, and we'll put an enemy script over the top of it. So this guy is going to be patrolling. He will start off in scanning mode, and we can now see patrol points. So we have a list of things. How many do we want? Let's put in 4. And now we can drag in our patrol points and just do this. Now we can go game object create here, patrol route, duplicate it and call it patrol point 1. Duplicate, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll take all of these guys and we'll group these guys together into one route. And now we should probably have something that we want to move him around. So we'll create a cube, which we'll put at 0, 0, 0. We will move around this way to put it there, and now we'll just make that directly 10. We'll scale it that way a bit and make it a bit higher, so that pretend the robot can't see through it, and then make it higher.
Cool.
Alright, so our enemy will probably want to start off somewhere where he can't see us, if I can remember which way goes up. There we go, put him there. And our patrol points, we better move them. Where is it? It's at world 0, sorry. First one will go here. Second one will go here. Third one will go here. Fourth one will go there. So they're not perfectly lined up in a square, a rectangle, but it'll do for the sake of this. So in enemy, we'll say 1 is that one, 2 is that one, 3 is that one, and 4 is that one. Hooray! Let's make the walls look a little bit different. So materials, create material, map wall. Brownish color for our walls because they're like kind of brick.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good wall. I like that wall.
It's definitely a wall.
It's just trying to make it exciting. It's just not working, is it? Oh my goodness. Alright, cool. So we now have our positions that our enemy will patrol around. I think we might turn this video off for now, and in the next video we'll actually put in the code that will make him patrol around. Welcome back, everybody. In this video we are going to get that enemy to patrol between the patrol points. Let's jump into Visual Studio, and to make him patrol we are going to need a few things. We're going to need to have a float move speed, so that we know how fast he should be patrolling around the place.
Sweet.
We are going to need to know what our target position is. Vector 3, target position. When we get to a patrol point, we want to know how long we should wait at that patrol point for. So public float time, patrol wait time. Now if we're going to do that, we need to know how long he should wait for, so we'll put in total. And we also need to know how long he has been there for so far, which we will track with current. And we need to know which of the patrol points we should be moving to next, which we should take care of that with public int patrol route index.
Right.
Okay, let's get into this one. So let's go, if we are stationary, if we are overall set to do stationary stuff, then we just chill out and do nothing.
Yep.
But if we're patrolling, then we will update our movement, which if I can hit the correct button, that would be great. Let's go, now when we want to move to patrol point, we can actually just go to player and take player's move code. Let's just steal it. Move to player. Okay, I will click you the long way then. Update movement. Move to target.
Cool.
Let's take all of this code. Bring it back into move to patrol point, and we can say this will make sure we are looking in the correct direction. We are looking at it. Yes, we're going to actually move ourselves towards that patrol point. And if we are close enough, then we will go close enough to our position closity threshold. You're still giggling at that, aren't you, Nick?
It's so funny.
Alright. Public flight position closity threshold. We need that one as well. And now state movement. We are not going to be doing player state.movement. We will be enemy state.movement patrolling station. No, wrong state. We will be moving state patrol equal to state patrol dot scanning. So now we will move to our position. When we are at that position, we will then scan around. So let's jump over to scan area, which will be a very simple one of time patrol wait time current plus equal to time dot delta time, and we'll say if time patrol wait time current is bigger than or equal to time patrol wait time total, then we have been scanning the area for long enough. Whoops, wrong brackets, curly brackets, which will now be patrol points, patrol route index. We'll move on to the next index. Now we need to make sure that we are not going to be out of bounds of our index or of our array list. So if we're at position 4, then we can't go to position 5 because we've only got 4 inside of it. So if patrol route index is bigger than patrol points dot count, I have called one patrol route and one patrol points. So I'm going to change the name of patrol route index to patrol points index. Now it's whinging at me why new name is not a valid identifier. Sure it is.
Is it a problem? It doesn't.
Patrol points index.
I
think it's just because the code wasn't compiling. Okay, cool. Yeah, if anyone wasn't sure what that one was, that's Control R. Control R lets you change the name of it, and it'll change the name everywhere. Your code has to be in a compilable state. So if they go indexable, and now it's renamed it everywhere. So we can go back to the source field, and it says I've been changed over here as well. Kind of handy. So Control R and index.
Cool.
Now I just got to find where I was. This one.
So what?
If we are over the top of it, then we'll go patrol points index is equal to 0. So that'll just get us back to where we should be. So reset the loop.
Okay, that'll do.
And now once we've done, if we've waited long enough and we've increased the index, then we should set our move target. So set move target, which is going to be patrol points. We'll take the index that we want, patrol points index. Now that's a game object that it's returning, so we can say dot transform dot position, and now we should set ourselves back to patrolling, actually moving to the target. State patrol is equal to enemy state patrol dot moving to patrol point. Now we need to set this set move target. So control full stop enter. What's up?
No, I think that makes sense. Cool. I think you're just going a bit quick. It's all good. It's all good.
This part?
No, I mean, I know what's going on. It's all good.
Okay, cool. This one is going to be what? Set move target. So set move target is target position is equal to position. We'll call this target position. New target position. Done.
Wait, so that's called from move to patrol. Wait, what's
So in scan area,
Yep.
chill out and wait for as long as it takes.
Yes.
If we say wait there for 2 seconds, if
Yep.
you've been waiting for 2 seconds, then it is time to move to the next patrol point. So
Yep.
we go to the next point,
Yep.
and then we'll say set move target to whatever
the
patrol
next-
point's index is going to be.
Okay, and then what's really the difference? Then what's move to patrol point then? Because if we've already got
This is saying set the position that we should move to, and this one is
Is
going
actually
to
move to it.
in
Okay,
there.
I see.
Make sure we're looking at it and move towards it.
Yep, cool.
Okay, what else are we missing in this one? We're moving to the target. We have got patrol the route. Are we missing anything? I don't know.
We're not.
When in doubt, just try and run it and see what goes on. Whoops, wrong one. Let's go back to Unity. Get rid of that one. And go to the enemy. The enemy has a bunch of patrol points. He can move at a speed of 5. His target position is pretty cool. His closity threshold will make that 0.1.
Yep.
Patrol points index is he will aim for the first one, which is this object, and that
0.
object is over there. Oh, they're all way in the air.
Oh, good.
What are you doing up there? Oh, because I put this
Wait,
guy.
why is? Oh, right. The why's not.
Hang on, I forgot to zero my patrol route object before I index them.
And now they're nice.
And now they're all around the place. So now we've moved it down, and everything else will move around as well. Okay, put you out there. So the enemy is now ready to move. Is he? We've got patrol point index. How long should he wait at each position for? You should wait there for 1 second. And you are going to start off in the move to patrol point time. Save that. Let's press play. See what happens. Do we get any errors? Switch to game mode. And where are you heading to?
Where are our points?
This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4.
What?
Why didn't you
can
go
I see it
towards
at
the
a different
player?
angle?
Yeah, let's grab that camera.
I mean, if we copied player info.
Main camera. Move up. I'm going to make that enemy just be out a little further so that we can see him on the screen at the start. Okay, play. Oh, target position is set to 0, 0, 0.
Oh,
and
he goes
player
to
is at
okay,
the
I see.
0.
Cool.
So when we were in the start object, stop showing that. Where is it? When we were in this one, in enemy.start, void start, we should set the initial patrol point. What's happening here?
What is that?
I don't know what I've done. You go away, and the world is good again. Set patrol point. Set. Move to target. Can't remember what I call my method. Set move target. You, give me that piece of code. There we go. So wherever you are, go to the first patrol point as soon as you start.
Cool.
And we should also tell your state to be state patrol equal to state patrol dot moving to patrol point. Good. Play. Go left. Yay! And we'll just watch him move around a bit.
Just make sure he's doing what he should
He's
be.
doing, and to make sure we can make him go a
Oh,
bit faster.
he didn't wait at the scan point.
You're right, he didn't. He's going behind there. So let's check out what we've done wrong there. Which was when he was patrolling around the place, scan area, we forgot to actually tell the current time to reset itself. It's equal to 0f. So we've increased it, and now it's big enough, and so it's always going to be over that limit.
That makes sense, yeah.
Alright, go back here. I'm going to set him to be a bit faster so you don't take ages on your patrol. Play. Beep. Chill. And we can see that's back to 0 down here.
Oh, sweet. Fancy.
Alright, cool. This is all working. That is our enemy patrolling around. In the next video, we will make it so that the enemy can actually see the player. Before we move on, I'm going to set him to a nice lazy stroll, speed 5. And I will take this enemy. Currently, he's still kind of the same prefab as the player, but just the changed one.
Yep.
So I'm going to drag him to his own prefab. Now we have an enemy prefab who is actually an enemy, and the player who is actually a player.
Sweet.
Okay, that is a good place to stop. So let's finish off this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Alright, see ya.
Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we are going to finish off the enemy by giving him the ability to see the player. For now, we're not going to worry about can he see through the wall. It's just going to be does he come within range of the player.
Cool.
And to do that, we will take ourselves an enemy. We'll actually take the enemy from here, the prefab, and we'll get rid of the capsule collider, and we'll add on a sphere collider. Sphere collider. And I'm going to switch to scene view so that we can see how big our thing is. If we go to enemy, we can now apply the new changes that we have and come in here and find that sphere. Now we'll just make that bigger, say 10. And where did it go? Where did my sphere go? There it is. We go out and we can now see that it has this range. So it'll be if the player hits the, so if the player's capsule collider comes into contact with the enemy's sphere collider, then we are within view.
Okay.
Alright, cool. So now we have that. Let's jump over to our enemy. And we need to put in 2 new methods. So collapse everything, Control M, Control O, which will shrink all of the methods down.
That's another new keyboard shortcut I didn't know.
It's not working for me.
Yeah, what is it doing?
I don't know. Maybe
I think Control O, it thinks it's to open.
It's to open. Alright, that's embarrassing, getting my keyboard shortcuts wrong. Let's just move on with life and scroll to the bottom. And we'll put in here void on trigger enter. Nick, there is magic methods involved in Unity.
Sweet,
and
cool.
It goes, I just have access to these, and you go, cool.
Okay.
So it's saying if I am the enemy sphere and I come into contact with a collider, then we can talk to that collider. And so in this one, we'll say debug.log string.format, and inside of this we'll put our stuff. So 0 collided with 1.
Okay.
And the thing will be what has actually collided. So this dot name, and what have we collided with? We can say other, which is a collider, and a collider is attached to a game object, and now we can ask that game object what its name is.
Cool.
Great, and now we'll quickly do a check here to say if the other game object's name to lower is equal to player, then we have therefore collided with the player.
Yep.
So we'll put in here, we wanted to keep track of if the player is in view or not, so we'll say player in view is equal to true, and if we're going to have a player in view boolean to say yes I can see the player or not, then we'd better put that into another variable at the top.
Globals, yep.
So public bool player in view. Now that's all defaulted, going to default itself to false. However, here we can say I can now see it, and now we can copy this method and put it to on trigger exit.
Sweet.
To say no longer colliding with, so we are no longer colliding with whatever it is that we're colliding with. If it's the player, then we should go ahead and set that to false. Rightio. To make sure that collisions happen between objects, in this case we're not using collisions, we're using triggers, and to make sure that it is a trigger, we need to have a rigid body on one of the things that is going to be hitting it. What's happening here? Stop being silly.
Why did it just create a cube?
Sorry?
Just created a cube.
It did.
Oh, wait.
No, that was the wall.
Never mind. Yeah, okay.
But good point, we should be naming our methods, our objects. Wall. We should be naming everything. The wall does not need a collider on it for the sake of this. Actually, it does. Yes, it does. Sorry. Yes, it does. We're going to go to our player and add on a rigid body.
Oh, I was talking about that the sphere
you're
in
talking
the center
about
of
the gizmo.
Capsule, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to put a rigid body on here. We are not going to apply gravity to it, and we are going to say that you are kinematic. And now we can say the player's capsule is a trigger, and the enemy is also a trigger. So we can say, yes, you are a rigid body, you should have physics applied to you. However, I'm telling you, don't apply physics and just use you as a collider to say that you've interacted with something. So now if we go and play this, if I have everything correctly, we should be able to go to the console, and when the player comes into contact with it, we can see enemies collided, and when we're no longer colliding with the player. So just get outside of range, and we'll go back in, and you go, hey, it's not firing off anymore, but really it is down here at 4 and 4. So we're going to uncollapse that, and now when we go through, we can see we've got a new collision and a new not collision. So nice and simple, we can now see if the enemy can see the player. We will deal later on with if the player, the enemy can't see through walls. We'll come back to that one and deal with that one later in another video in future. So I think that is nice and simple for this one. Let's finish this one off, and then we can move on to getting multiple levels inside of our game.
Sweet.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to set up levels in this video so the player can win the level and then move on to the next one. So hooray. I want to be a winner. Hooray. So to do this, we'll create a script and we'll call it level manager. And inside of our level manager, yes, I would love to reload everything. We will get rid of all this stuff. No, we won't. We'll keep all this stuff. You like this one, Nick. If you want to refer to the level manager from somewhere else, like you want the player to be able to talk to the level manager, you only, in this case, we only want one level manager. So we go public static level manager. We call it instance. Instance. And inside of our start method, we say instance is equal to this.
Oh, so any static's completely global.
Yep. So anyone else can talk to anything else.
Nice.
Alright, so now what else do we want to do? We are going to need to have another public enum. Call it level manager state. I actually don't like that. I'm going to call it state.
That would have been my preferred naming, but
what, this one or the other one?
No, the other one.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. You've been doing the state underscore for the rest of the other ones, so
okay, state.
It's just keep it consistent.
Manager. You watch. She's going to come and look at my code later on sometime this week and go, I don't like you.
Never talk to Richard again.
Alright, so we're going to have 3 states inside of our level manager. So there is the intro. You are welcome to level 1. We won't put anything like that in there, but it's just waiting for you to press play and begin playing. Then we'll have the playing state where you're actually moving around the place, and then we'll have the completed level state. Hooray, you've made it to the end of the level.
Sweet.
Rightio. So inside of this, we will now also need to have a public state level manager, and we'll call it, we're going to call this one current state. State current. And we are also going to need to have a state prior. Actually, we don't need that one. What I do want to have is a timer method in here. A float to capture how long we have been in the state for. So this is for an analytical purpose. So I'm actually going to leave it out of there now that I'm thinking about it. And when we put analytics on top of the game, we'll add it back in place.
Sweet.
Don't jump too far ahead of yourself, Mr. Richard. Rightio. We need to have in the start what the current state is. So we'll always start off as intro. So state current is equal to level manager.intro. And now inside of our update, we will have switch based on state current. And we'll put all of the cases in level manager.intro break. Copy paste based. Playing and completed. What else do we need to do? Inside of our intro, we will just do a check for if the player presses space, then we move into the playing state. So we'll do if input.getKey down is equal to keycode.space, then state current is equal to level manager.playing.
Yay.
Nice and easy. Inside of playing, we just basically let the player play. Let the player play and do nothing. And then in completed, we will wait for if the player presses space, then we'll go to the next level. And for this
okay.
one, we will need to we'll do this as if you press space, then we'll tell the scene manager dot load scene, and it's whinging at me because I forgot to bring in the using statement. So control full stop and pick on the using scene manager, and now we can say load scene. And what scene do we want to load up? I'm going to pass in a name, and we need to put in a name for that. So next level name, and this needs to be a variable then, which we can know that each level will declare its own level manager, and each level manager will know what the next level should be. So public string next level name.
State.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Next level name. Rightio. So now we can be an intro. We'll default ourselves to intro. The player will start playing, and then we go to the next level. So let's instantiate this first. Well, let's put it into the world. So back in the game, create an empty object. We'll put it 0, 0, 0, and we'll call this one level manager. Now all of my managers, I like to have an underscore so that I can quickly identify them, and I slap them up the top.
No, it's global.
Yep. Now I drag my level manager over this, add it as a component onto the actual object. You start off an intro, that's fine, and the next level can be level 2.
Cool.
So to do that, we better have a second level. So I'll just call you level 2. Inside of level 2, yes, I would love to save level 1 now that you have a level manager. Level 2 probably doesn't have a level manager anymore, so whoops. Going to delete level 2, go back into level 1, don't save level 2. Now that we have a level manager in level 1, we will duplicate it, open level 2. There we go. So just change to level 2. Now we've got a level manager. And let's quickly make this one look a little bit different so that we can see that, yes, we have actually changed level. We'll just put that over there for now. Okay. And put a second one over there. And we'll figure this part out later. Rightio. So now we've got wall.
Cool.
Back to level 1. How can we tell if the if the player has completed the level? We'll do that by putting in a box, and if the player comes into contact with that box, then they have successfully beaten the level. So new 3D object cube 0, 0, 0 to the world center. The player wants to get over to that side of the world, and we'll make it a bit bigger and taller. Come on, mouse, work with me. And a bit wider.
Yep.
And we'll move it up. And now we'd better have another material for this one. Just quickly switching to the game to see if we can see it. Hooray, we can. Create material. Whoops. Matte level finish. And let's make that purple. Purple. There we go. And I also want to make it a little bit see-through. So we'll go to transparent. And where's my alpha? Make it a little bit more see-through.
Yeah, looks good.
So as the player goes in, we can still see the player is inside of the box.
Yep.
Cube. We will call our cube level finish. Our level finish, we are going to need to put a script on there to know that we have actually collided with it. So very simple script in this case is going to be the level finish. What am I going to call this one? Now, we might want to put different types of level events in there. So we'll call a folder called level events. Events.
Yep.
Create C# script level event level event finish.
Yay. Good.
There we go. I can type. I swear. You watch, when we get to SQL code, I'll probably make mistakes all over the place, and you'll be, hey, then that's select, not second. Rightio, what do we need in this one? We just need to know that if you have collided with it, then that's it. That will change the state. So we don't need any of this stuff. We'll get rid of all that. and go void on trigger enter.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can say if other, which is the collider, if the game object of that's name to lower is equal to player. You don't like my to lower trick, Nick?
No, I was just thinking if the enemy it can finish the level for you. It's like then you're stuck on this level and the enemy gets to go to the next level, have some more fun.
String dot format. Well, then you become the enemy.
No, yeah, then you have to. You actually, it's like a race against the enemy to try and beat him so that you can continue, but he wants to continue too.
I hate patrolling this stage. Oops, 0 has won the level. Who is 0? It is other.gameObject.name.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we have our ability to finish the level, we need to make sure that that does something. So now we can go level manager dot instance dot set state, and we will pass in the new state to go to. So level manager state. Did I not make you public?
Did you not have I think
public enum public state level manager state current
is.
Whoops.
Is
What is all this stuff? Go away.
Wait, so where were we? Okay. Set state is not public.
No, I haven't created set state deck.
Yeah.
State. Alright, let's make the method.
It's because it's not static. Right?
Which one? The object itself is static. Public class, we're now saying I am the static instance.
Yeah, but shouldn't the
because
internal things be
these then
too?
become pieces of the instance. Check this out. Let's do this. New state. State current is equal to new state. So we're going to pass in the state to the object and it'll just figure out what it's going to be. Now
but I'm just wondering, why couldn't you access that object off it?
State manager dot completed. Hang on. Yes, you were correct. I am trying to access a static thing, a static object. That means the other ones had to be static.
Yes.
What I was trying to get to is, hey, hang on.
You actually wanted to type. Okay.
Yeah. So now I can say, hey, take the instance of your public self.
Yeah.
Of your static self.
Yeah.
And set the state directly like that. Yes. So that way I can hide this guy and not have to make it static.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's now completed, which means we've now got, if you have completed the level and you hit space, then we will go to the next level name. So that means we need to be able to jump to the next level. And to do that, we need to go to our level 1, which we're on. That's level 2 we've been playing with. No,
I think we were just making things to level 1.
We're on level 1. I'm saying I've tried to open it and so it's saying, hey, you're going to change scenes even though it's the same scene.
You should probably, because now we don't have any of the finishing scripts or anything on level 2, so should we recreate level 2?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Not just yet. No, I'll explain why in a second. We'll go to build settings and we'll add this scene into our game. So now we can actually switch to it. On level finish, we need to add that level finish script.
Yes.
The level event finish, I should say. Good. Now on level 2, yes, I want to save level 1. On level 2, we don't have a way to finish it. I'm going to leave that empty. No, I'm not. I'm going to put in an object. You are correct.
You could make it like go back to level 1.
Yeah, we could do that and we just have a loop. Alright, let's take that level finish. You are now a prefab of level event. Whoops. This one. Level event finished. Go to scene. Level 2. Yes, I'd like to save level 1. Level 2, we can bring the prefab of event finish in and set it to 0 on the Y and then up a little bit so it's at least kind of highish. Alright. Awesome, and now we'll say that when you finish this one, you will go back to level 1. Yes,
Sweet.
good call, Nick. I was going to leave it empty and then realized, hang on, I can't finish level 2. That's going to ruin my analytics. All right, we need to go to build settings and add level 2 into the scene so that we can actually go to it. And we'll save that. We'll go scenes, level 1, move. The enemy patrol is going to patrol straight through the wall on level 2.
Yeah, true.
Oh, well. All right, quick. Let's run away this way. Ah! Haha, didn't see me. When we finish it, we'll have we have won the level. All right, cool.
Yay.
Let's do a little dance. Do a little dance.
And so...
Press space.
Oh, right, you have to press space. That's right. Well, the lighting changed.
Yeah, it didn't rebuild the lighting. That's a problem.
Call of Duty like.
Now, when we finish this one, when we finish level 2, we'll just make a nuke explode.
Tactical nuke.
Yeah, tactical. All right, and now if we press space, we should go back to level 1.
Yay.
Great, we've now got the ability to switch between levels, and that is enough for this video. Moving on, we are going to start implementing the analytics because the basic game itself has been done. Now we can get into the real meat of what this series is about. I'm excited.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. See you next video, guys.
See you guys next time.
And we are back. All right, let's talk about mobile analytics. Let's go and switch it over there.
Just a second.
Yo.
I noticed that this one that's highlighted, it says terminated instead of stopped. What's the difference between them?
Well, we just happen to have 3 instance states running here. Let's go from the top. Running is we have turned on the server and it's actually available and online. Stopped is we have gone to the server and said, please stop charging me. And it goes, no troubles at all.
Right.
And it says, I am going to... Any data stored on the ephemeral storage of your instance will be lost. So when you provision a hardware, a server, we'll go into this more in depth later on, but when you launch an instance and get it provisioned, you have your initial hard drive with it, and you can add on another hard drive if you want.
Okay.
And that second one goes away. Unless you took a backup of it manually. But the base one, what it's doing right now with stopping is it's taking an image of itself and then storing that somewhere else.
Cool.
So then
like hibernating sort of.
Yeah, hibernating, but making sure it's not powered on anymore.
Cool.
So now we can pick on a different one and come along and go instance actions. Well, it won't let me pick it because it was picked in the background there. So the one that's actually turning off is... Let me just press refresh on this. Can I get to it now? Probably not. You've still got that one selected. That's going to irritate me, so I can't change it. Okay, so stop. I never noticed that.
Stop.
You actually can't unselect it while it's doing something.
That's pretty interesting.
I never noticed that. Anyway, okay, cool. Stopping, it's now turning itself off. We could pick on this one and say turn yourself back on, and it would take that image of itself and that hard drive that it's got backed up, not the extra hard drive, but that main one, and reattach it onto another piece of hardware and turn itself back on. But terminated is the one that we did before, where we said deleted entirely.
Yeah, okay.
And it goes, no troubles at all. I am going to get rid of even this base hard drive that comes with it. It's just completely gone. Once it's gone, you cannot get it back. So if you accidentally...
what's the point of terminating it then instead of doing a stopped?
Loads of reasons. If you're... Can I leave it and say there are reasons? And we'll come back to that later when we talk about a different cert. So there's so much to AWS. It's loads of fun. There's interconnections everywhere. I just don't want to go too involved because this one's actually supposed to be at mobile analytics.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So let's switch over to mobile analytics. And while that is quickly loading up, I'm going to bring up a new tab and go AWS Mobile Analytics and find out what that gives us here. We'll click on the ad.
We'll give them that sweet revenue.
Oh yeah, charge them like Google give them 5 cents or something. So mobile analytics, what is it? It is a way of tracking what your users are doing in your apps. Now it's called mobile analytics, and we are developing here on a desktop machine, which doesn't really matter. If the mobile analytics part is you can always ask your device what it is, and you'll say like I'm an iPhone 6s Plus, or your Android will say I'm a Samsung Galaxy S5. When you ask a desktop, what device are you? What mobile device are you? It goes, I don't know, I'm an other.
No, okay.
And you go, okay, so other is desktop.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, anyway, but you can ask we're using a Surface Pro 4 here, we can ask it from a different way, what are you? And it says, I'm a Surface Pro 4 and I'm a desktop. And you go, oh, cool, thank you. But yeah, it's mainly designed for mobile, but really you can use it for anything. Alright, so we are going to use this because it can take care of the identification and authorization of our users. We'll only be using it for the identification to see that is this the same device we've already seen before. And it does that through a service called Cognito, which we'll talk about a bit more in a second. And mobile analytics is so great because it'll capture whatever you want and it'll stream that data, any of the event data you want, over to S3. So it'll save it as just raw JSON files. And the cool thing is they've got their free tier available to us, in which we are going to just be taking complete advantage of. 100 free event captures per month.
That's a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. If you go over that, then it's just going to charge you $1 per million afterwards. So if you had 100,000 users, how many events would we be able to do that per person? I actually didn't do the math on this one now. My brain is a bit fudged.
I don't know.
Like 10,000?
Fair few. Depends how fast you click.
Yeah, I'm just a bit nervous trying to do maths on the fly because I'm going to get it wrong anyway, so I'm just going to go a lot and leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, mobile analytics, pretty cool. Let's switch over to Photoshop here for a second. What are you giggling at?
Worried about doing maths on the fly.
Oh, come on,
dude. I can't do it either, man. That's why I dropped out in year 10.
Really?
No, I dropped out of maths.
Oh, okay.
But
you're a programmer.
I know. Don't ask me the logistics about it, man.
All right.
Anyone can do it.
They can. Here, I could insert a wife joke there, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
My wife, not Nick's.
What? Yeah, well, I don't have one, so.
Alright, so here's my mobile phone. There's the screen. There's the little
That's the
button.
P that you click on when you try to do something.
God,
It's P for press.
P for press. Oh, I didn't even see it was a P. It was just a really bad circle. Anyway, so there's our game running on our device. And when we tell it, we ask the device, who are you? The first thing it says, do I have a Cognito ID assigned to me? Cognito ID. If it says I don't have a Cognito ID assigned to myself, then the mobile analytics will go off to the Cognito service. Which is, of course, in the cloud, so it's all fluffy. And it'll say, this is the app ID that I am supposed to be using. So I don't know who I am, but I know that this is my application. Please, Cognito, tell me who I am. So please, Cognito, give me an ID so I can find out who I should be telling myself I am. So it'll save that against your application. And basically it won't clear it until you actually manually clear it, which is like the user on their phone going into settings and saying cache.clear or app settings.clear. So until they do that, it's going to remember itself.
Cool.
And that's really cool because that means every time you do an event, let's say the application opens, it'll send this off to mobile analytics. So we'll have an event called app open. It'll take that Cognito ID, which I'm just going to call C ID. That's a D.
SIP.
It'll pass in the app ID so that it knows, you and I can look at it and know that it's the same application for this person. Then it'll pass in whatever else we want. In this case, we'll give it an event name. This is really bad. I'm really bad at this handwriting thing. And I'm trying to be a good handwriter.
As a profession, man.
I love emails.
I hate emails.
Well, I hate getting so many of them, but at least I can type with. It's easier to read than my handwriting.
Yeah, true.
All right,
Unless
so
use wingdings.
All right, so it'll take all of this data, and it'll send that off to mobile analytics. And mobile analytics will also be in the cloud. A different cloud.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it's a cloud in the cloud.
Oh, cloudception. Alright, so Amazon will capture all of the events and it'll put it against a Cognito ID and an app ID, and it'll give us a way to see events as they're happening. Now, it has a bunch of default reports, which we'll go into in probably the next video. No, I'll probably go into in this video.
Alrighty.
But it'll also allow us to send our own custom events. So maybe in our case, we're going to do whenever the player clicks somewhere, whenever the the enemy sees the player, whenever the player finishes a level. And we can put in any extra information that we want, and we'll plan out all of those as we actually go into write them. But mobile analytics will also take all that raw data as the JSON format, and it'll save it to, if you want it to, you can save it to somewhere else. So it gives you two options: Redshift, which we won't be using, but
It's
if you
a super cool name.
It is a pretty cool name. It is pretty cool. Which is a massively parallel processing database service. We won't be using that one in this series, but what we will be using is S3. So it'll take all of our data and it'll save it over to S3 for us. And while it is in S3, it'll pre-partition all of... I don't know why that's not erasing. I'm just going to pretend that I haven't written it. It'll put it into a data structure like this. It'll call it app ID. It'll go /2017 / what month are we? We're in May, and we're the 28th, and it is currently 4 p.m. So 16 /. So it'll partition the data out by year, month, day, hour. So if you have loads and loads and loads of data coming in, which hopefully you do because you've got so many users on your application, woohoo, money,
Yep.
money. You then have all of these JSON files already partitioned into the correct format. Now we'll talk more about partitioning when we get into Databricks and actually Spark coding and why this is such a really cool piece that's already been done for us. But that is where we will stop this particular description of mobile analytics.
Alrighty.
Is it making sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Relationship between Redshift and Databricks?
Databricks,
Is there any?
It's a separate company.
Yep.
It's a separate set of stuff. It's a different way of processing your data. Databricks is able to process loads of different types, whereas Redshift says I must have it in this correct format. It is very structured. If you try to pass an array into a Redshift, Redshift would go, I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
Whereas if you pass an array into mobile analytics and then you read the JSON file of that into
Databricks?
Spark,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Spark, it's going to go, yes, I can deal with this, no troubles at all. Let me flatten that array out for you.
So, Databricks is a front end for Spark.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. And when we get into it, we will talk a bit more about that.
Alright, fantastic.
There's always just so much of this. You ask a question, it's because, yes, we'll get to that later. I'm sorry, Nick. I love that you're so keen to learn. It's just, I just want to keep it on track.
No, fair enough.
Okay, so mobile
Cool.
analytics, this is what we're going to set up in the next video. We'll get ourselves the app setting up to grab its app ID, incognito ID, and then we'll set up one quick event and we'll push that over to mobile analytics, and then we'll save that out to S3.
Fantastic. Cool.
Great, so let's quickly jump into the mobile analytics. So this is for the a different app that we had going before. What it quickly has is, this is just the default stuff it gives you by default. It's default stuff it gives you by default. Good sentence structure, Richard.
Yeah, well.
It'll tell you the daily active users, the monthly active users, how many of them are new, going by day, how often they're coming back, how many sessions you're having per day. So it gives you loads of default...
Factor.
Sticky factor is a fun one.
I do like that word.
It's closity. It'll give you loads of different metrics like this by default, but the real power of it is that it lets us have custom events and our own individual things. So let's go to app name. If you are setting this up for the first time when you come into mobile analytics, I had it on my shortcut menu up the top, which you would go to services and type in mobile and it'll be mobile analytics. Deliberately not trying to type in mobile ANAL and stop. But if you wanted to pin it, then you would come up to the top pin and click on that, and then it'll give you all of the different services. So maybe
sweet.
you want something else like DynamoDB
Elastic
attached up to the top.
Beanstalk.
Beanstalk is fun.
Bean search.
I'm going to get rid of that anyway for the sake of just, yes, if you wanted to add it there, you could. Alright, so if you go to app name, you might not have one. Maybe you'll have add an app. So we'll go add an app. And it'll say, what do you want this one to be called? We'll call this 3DBuzz game analytics. And what's the app name? App name can be stuff. Okay, cool. Good description, Richard. That is the front-end name that it's going to give us. Now, in this, it's going to say, awesome, what system are you going to be using this on? An iOS app, or an Android, or a JavaScript, or a Xamarin? We know that we're using Unity. Let's go straight to Unity, and it says no troubles at all.
Oh, sweet.
Here is the code to get you started. And it actually tells you, well, yeah. Let's just go from the top instead of going through and describing what it does from the bottom. We'll go to include the SDK, and please download the mobile SDK, which I will click here. That is going to go ahead and download that in the background, and then it tells you go into Unity and import it. We'll do all this in the next video, but the cool part is it gives you the code and says let's just get going. We'll see here that it says get or create an instance of itself there, and this is the app ID. Yeah, because if we come up here into our URL and go to the far side of it, where is our app ID? It should have been here. There, I'm right on it. What does it end in? 25909. 25909. Great. So
Fantastic.
We've got this ID. We can come back and find it from somewhere else. It's also set up a Cognito service for us and given us credentials to log onto that Cognito service and told us where we are.
Do a lot for you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very nice and easy to get started with. So let's finish here. In the next video, we will import these packages into Unity and we'll actually get started on the analytics stuff.
Cool.
I'll see you in the next video.
See you later.
Welcome back, everybody. We now have a very simple game that we can now start to put some analytics over the top of and start to do the fun stuff, the meat of this tutorial series. Alright, so before we can do that, I figured that we should give a quick little overview of what AWS is and what it does. Yes, so let's move over to AWS. Where am I? I am on aws.amazon.com. And if you do not already have an account, then you will need to sign up for one, and that will ask you to put in your credit card details. Everything that we're going to do from this tutorial series has the free tier available to it, and we're going to take advantage of the free tier as much as we freaking can. When I built this entire application while I was doing my dev phase, I think the entire thing cost 18 cents, and that wasn't because of the services that we were using, that was because of the actual data transfer. So let's get going and talk about the different services that we'll be using, or the main building blocks of AWS, and then we will, every time we're going to do something that will have a charge against it, we'll point out and say this is what it is and this is how much you can expect. But the only thing that we're going to have any money against us for is network transfer fees. Rightio, so let's sign into the console. What's it doing? Click the sign in button. Now it's working. Alright, where's it going to take us to? So this one is taking me to my account page. Your sign-in page will probably look a little bit different. Let's go to the root account instead of a different account. Here we go. So if you're looking like this, then you're going to sign in with your root account, and that is probably what you're seeing for the first time if you have never logged into AWS again. Before, not again. Here we go. AWS has a whole bunch of services that do different things, and those services do what they do incredibly freaking well. There are very broad things that let you do anything on them, essentially, and then there are ones that are so specifically focused on their one thing, but they are streamlined to do that one thing incredibly well. The main ones that we'll be using in this tutorial series is, we've got them all listed at the top. We've got, why is my mouse playing funny with me? There it goes. We'll be using mobile analytics to capture our data. We'll be using S3 to store our data. We'll be using an RDS, a relational database service, to store the summarized versions of our data. And then we'll be using EC2 as a website host to be able to run a website that we can connect to. So let's quickly talk about before we talk about any of those, we are going to talk about IAM roles, which is probably the best security point of the whole thing. When you've logged in with your account, you have logged in with the base root account, and this root account has the ability to do whatever it wants to your account, which is not the best thing to be logging in with. So we're going to go straight to IAM, and then we're going to wait for it to load, and it's nearly there. There we go. And now we have our IAM resources. We're going to go to users. If this is the first time you're logging into your IAM profile, then you will see that there is nothing here. There is no users in there. And you go, wait, what am I logging in with? You're logged in with the root account, so not an IAM user. So let's make a new user. And for this one, we'll call it demo user. Sounds good enough. Now there's two different types of access types you can give to it. There is a management console access, so it can actually log into the console and provision services and do things, which can only use the services you give it access to. Let's call this one, what's the password we're going to give it? Tomato123. There we go, Tomato123. And then we are also going to give it programmatic access, which means that it'll give us an access key and a security key so that we can log on to services using the CLI, so we can do other things with it. Yep. Programmatically. Rightio, so Tomato123 and demo user, and this account must create a new password next time it signs in. So let's go to next.
Cool.
Awesome. Now we're going to say, what do we want to have this thing be able to do? What access, what services do we want this account to have access to? So let's go to create a group, and we'll call this one SQS access. Now if you're following along at the moment, I'm just doing this to demonstrate something. We're not actually going to use this group. SQS, it can't have spaces in there. And so you go, what do you want this account to have access to? And we might say we want it to be able to access the simple queuing service. And it'll say, cool. So here's everything that has SQS in it. And we'll go, yes, this account can have full access to the SQS service.
Cool.
And we'll go, great, create group. And that's really it. We would go next.
Yep.
But we're not going to give an account that has SQS access. We're going to read one that has super admin. So this account can log on to AWS and do basically whatever it wants. But the key thing it can't do is it won't be able to come into your organization details or to your billing dashboard. So It won't be able to steal your credit card details or look at bills or other things like that. I know. So if you're in a big organization and you don't want to have everyone being able to look at what everything is charging and then having arguments about who's costing more money or whatever, then you would give them another account like this, and then they can't get to billing. Also, you might want to lock down so that certain parts of your IT organization will only be able to get into certain services as well. So like the data team can only go into the databases or spin up some EC2 servers. You can get pretty freaking granular on this type of stuff. Alright, so this account here, demo user with Tomato123, is going to be a super administrator, and we'll go review. And it pops up and says, right here is what it's going to be. It is going to have access to the console. Where am I seeing that one? Here, right here. So it has access to the console, and it has programmatic access as well. And does it require a password to be reset? It goes, yes, I do. Awesome.
So then programmatic access is like you put in your details for, like in your app settings or something for your programs you've spun up or something?
Yes, so they are the security credentials that you use to do other things, interact with your services. So if you need to if you need to be able to get a file from S3, then you tell your application, you have access, this particular user or this particular group of users has access to talk to this file in S3. And now your account or this demo user account will talk to it through the programmatic access.
Okay.
Rightio, so let's go create user on this one. You'll also see the manage policy of IAM user change password. That's saying this account must change the password next time it logs in.
Alright.
Okay, then we get provisioned with an access key ID and a secret key. Now you have one chance to take note of these things. I'm just going to take note of the current details we've been putting in there. Demo user, not demo used. You get provisioned an access key ID and a secret key. You'll notice that it's hidden. You have one chance to grab this key and save it. So we'll take note of the access key ID, and the secret key will show it. It'll automatically select it. We'll copy and paste it into Notepad so we have this user's details somewhere. If you do not get this secret key and you press close, then it's gone. You can't get it again. You had one chance to get it. But you blew it. You can just create another one though. So we'll go to demo user, and we will go to security credentials of this user. And we could change the password on it if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. We will look here. So this is the access keys that this account has available to it. So we will now create a second access key, and we'll go, yes please, I will take this one and save it over to Notepad, and we'll grab that security key now as well and stick it there. So now we have two access keys, two programmatic access keys against this one account, but it doesn't let me make a second one. And it goes, no, you can't. You've only got two. You've only got two allowed to.
Is there a reason for that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason is if you were to create, let's say you had a service that was up and running and it was using your credentials or this access key to do things, then you just forgot about what the credentials were. And now 3 months later, you need to provision a new piece of service using this same account. You would go ahead and you'd create a new access key, and then you would tell all the applications to use the new security credentials while you're telling the new application to use the new security credentials. That way there is no interruption. You can have both accounts active at the same time. And then you go, rightio, I'm pretty sure I got everything. I'll just make inactive one of those ones, the first one. And now it's still there. Everyone should be switched over to this thing. So now you'll be able to see, oh crap, we missed this other application off the side, which has suddenly stopped working. And then once you know everything's good to go, you can delete the security keys, and it goes, are you sure you want to delete it? And you go, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But you'll notice that while it's got the access key here, there is no security key here. You've had your chance to get it, and if you didn't get it, too bad. There is no way to get it. If you get in touch with AWS support and ask them, they will tell you, I'm sorry, we can't help you with that. You'll just have to make a new security access key. Making sense? Cool. Rightio. So we then have this login link here, because anyone can have, any other account in the world might have demo user as their user ID. Like how many Richard Morwoods are there out there, or how many Nick Cartons are there out there?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know how many Richard Morwoods there are. I found 2 on Facebook.
I think there's like 1 or 2 Nick Cartons.
Yeah. Did you look at what they look like?
No.
No.
Like, they're always like the ones with the LinkedIn profile pictures that are hidden.
Okay.
So
you can hide your LinkedIn profile picture.
Or maybe they just didn't upload one.
Yeah, okay, fair enough then. Alright, getting off topic there. Let's go to sign out of this. So I'm now signing out of the root account. And now we'll come along to the URL, which is specific to our account. Just copying tomato123. Alright, so my account is called ASTV. We'll get rid of that and we'll put in tomato. That's the username, isn't it? It was demo_user and the password was tomato123.
Yeah.
Sign in.
So it should ask us for a new password.
Oh no, you must change your password. Old user, new password. I'm going to make it
Potato123
with a capital P.
Oh yeah, it's more secure.
Potato123. Potato. It's more secure. You'll see at the bottom it also says sign in using the root account credentials, and you go, that's cool, I can do that, but I would advise you not to do that unless you absolutely need to do it. And then we get the big AWS spinning wheel, and hooray, we are now logged in as demo user of ASTV. Hooray, we are logged in with a new account. Alright, so what else do we want to talk about? I think that's actually where we'll end this video, and no, there is something else I want to talk about. Regions of AWS.
That's right, yeah.
AWS has lots of different regions available to it. It has services all over the world. So let's go to Sydney, Australia, because we're in Sydney, Australia. See any kangaroos today, Nick?
Only a few, don't you? You know what, I had some pretty good kangaroo skewers.
They were quite yum. That lamb was
good,
delicious.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just went out for lunch. Alright, so I'll go into this in a lot more detail as to what this service is, but I'm just going to quickly go to EC2. And I already have a running instance. In fact, no, let's just use that one there. So I've got a whole bunch of servers running on my account at the moment. And I have them all listed in Sydney. But if I were to suddenly switch over to Canada, you'll see that all of my services will disappear.
Come on, Canada.
Any second now. They think I'm slow, eh? I'm going to get in trouble. Someone's going to send me hate mail for that. Alright, so if you log on to any of your services and you find that it's not there, but you know you've got something there, the first thing you do is you look up here and say, what region am I selected to? So I'm going to jump back over to Sydney.
Before you get onto your production environment and freak out because all the servers are gone.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's happened to me a few times. Alright, so, while we're here, let's have a quick little talk about EC2. EC2 is pretty cool in that it is a server that you turn on, you start getting charged for it while your server is up and running, and then you turn it off and you stop getting charged for it. But it remembers everything. It remembers everything about itself. It just doesn't cost you anything because it's not powered on. So Amazon have these availability zones. So in Sydney, they have 3 availability zones. One's at Ultimo, just down the road from us, Nick.
Yep.
The other one is out at Eastern Creek Raceway. And I don't know where the third one is.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I only know about, what's it called?
Ultimo?
You want an Ultimo? What's it called?
Global Switch.
Global Switch.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's right. Anyway, Global Switch is like 2 blocks from here. It's pretty cool. But it's basically all of Sydney's infrastructure basically goes through that one building. And the reason they have these availability zones is because what happened a year or 2 ago was we had a rather large burst of rain come along in Sydney, and it actually flooded it flooded the Global Switch's building, and the entire availability zone of whichever one that was, A, B, or C, was actually taken offline. Amazon had to go, wow, there's water getting in, quick, turn everything off. So everyone's server just was instantly turned off, and everyone stopped being charged, so that was nice.
But then also a bunch of places stopped making money.
Yeah, a bunch of places stopped making money because their websites went down. But what you could also do is say, I need this to have high availability. So you would set up a server in Sydney Southeast or Asia Pacific Southeast 2A. You could set another server, a replication server, up in the availability zone of B or C, and they're actually physically different environments. They are physically different buildings that are quite far apart. And so now you have this environment that might go down, but your other thing comes up or is still up, and so you still have services that are available. All right, so the other thing you can do is I don't need this server anymore. So if I can click the right server, that would be quite good, wouldn't it? That's here. You off. I don't need this game to play. I can come to actions and then go instant state. You can see it's stopped at the moment, so I could turn it on and start being charged, or I could terminate it. And it says, hey, if you do this, then I'm going to completely delete myself, and anything you have on here is going to go away. And you go, yeah, sure, go away. And it goes, all right then, cool. Not only can you not get this server back anymore, well, that's really it. You can't get this server back anymore.
Yeah, I wish I knew that before I deleted my Minecraft server, that you could just stop and start them again. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, that's my nice world gone.
Oh,
I actually left that going for like 3 months, and I was like, whoops.
Oh. Well, let's talk about that for a second there. Left it going for 3 months. You turned it off because you wanted to stop getting charged for it or something?
Well, it wasn't until Amazon messaged me, and I mean, I guess I just didn't see the emails, but it's like I got an email, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're getting charged for this much. And I was like, what happened to the free tier 12 months thing?
Fair enough then.
And then they're like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you kept your stuff running. And I'm like, I mean, it still ended up being like $7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, like, that's not too bad, but I was still like, oh, damn.
So what happened? You went over the 12-month period?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Rightio. So
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So when you set up an instance, which we'll talk about later on, and why we're saying this is going to be very cheap for you, is because you do get 12 months of services you can turn on for free, and it's not until that 12 months is over that you will actually be charged for them. So it sounds like Nick had his server on for quite a long time.
Quite a while. Yeah.
Alright, so let's go ahead and end this video here. We will come back to talk about EC2 in a lot more detail when we actually get to that point in the lesson.
Alright, cool.
But the next one we're going to do is get our mobile analytics set up. Until then, everyone, I will hope you enjoy your break.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I will.
Welcome back, everybody. In the last video, we had set up our mobile analytics project or resource inside of AWS, and so that gave us the SDK that we can download and then some code that is pre-configured with a bunch of things. So let's go into Unity, and if you haven't downloaded that SDK stuff, the zip file, and unzipped it, go ahead and please do that now. Let's come into Unity and assets, import package, custom package. So there's a whole bunch of services that Unity has, that AWS have SDKs available for Unity. So if you knew that you wanted to build your own analytics solution from scratch, you could import Cognito Sync and then DynamoDB and some Kinesis Firehose and whatever you want, whatever other bits and pieces you wanted, then you can go ahead and do that. Or you can take all those and combine them into mobile analytics, which is just super sweet. But if you knew that you wanted to access files on S3, for instance, you could pull in the S3 SDK. Or if you wanted to send text messages or notifications when, hey, that thing is available to be tapped on in the game, then you could pull in notification services. But we are just going to import mobile analytics and just mobile analytics. We don't need anything else. It comes with the examples, which we don't need. Do you want to bring in the examples?
No, we don't need examples.
Okay. Cool, but looking up...
We are the examples.
We are the example. Hey. It's bringing in the AWS Core SDK, the Cognito, so that it can tell the device who it is, and the mobile analytics to actually send events, and some security stuff to go with Cognito.
I was going to ask what the difference between Cognito and mobile analytics is, but I guess Cognito identifies you, and mobile analytics assigns analytics to that ID or something?
Yes, yes. Great answer. Great question, and the answer to that is yes, and we will actually look at that in a lot more detail when we've actually got some analytics stuff going. So I feel I haven't really described what Cognito is too much yet, and we will get to that soon. So let's, now that we have this in place, let's go ahead and create a script for our analytics manager. Create folder analytics manager. Yeah, I really could have just called this one analytics. And C# script analytics manager. That'll now open it up over here for us. All right, before we go any further, I just want to quickly switch back to level manager, and we need to add a few more fields into this one. So we put in, when we finish the level, what's the next level that we're going to go and load. Now this was the scene name that we were loading up. We want to have in here the level name and the level version. So this is a separate piece of information here. One of the things that we want to get into with our analytics is if we find that there's a piece of our players are getting stuck on this particular level, or everyone's being spotted by this one enemy, what we want to be able to do is make a change to the level, increment the version, and then be able to see how that has affected the player's performance in that level. So we need to be able to segment by each version of the level. So we're going to pull in this extra two fields here, and they're going to be used in just a moment. So let's go back to, hold on, compiling script, our level manager, and we should have level name, level 1, and this is version 1.0.
Okay, so let's say if we increment it to 2.0 next time we push out the next version of our game,
yes,
we'll be able to see what the actual impact is on player, what they're doing in the game and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be able to actually put in like a where clause on our data when we're querying it, and say only show me the stuff where it's version 1 or where it's version 2, and we can see compare the difference.
Oh, very cool.
All right, so in here we need to have an analytics manager.
Yeah.
We need to add our analytics manager onto the object, and then we'll pull him up to the top just because that's where I want it to be.
Cool.
And let's jump over to Visual Studio.
Code stuff.
Rightio, so the mobile analytics service gave us some code. So hooray, let's pull in the usings straight up to the top. We don't need collections, so we'll put those over the top. Then it says you need to put this into your start method to actually create the object and start doing some tracking. So because we are putting some code in here, I will quickly talk about what is in there. So we've said, let's create a mobile analytics manager. We'll call it analytics manager. And then inside of start, we're going to talk to the mobile analytics manager, which is the AWS's object. And that's going to say get or create an instance. And then if we look at this one, it is not giving me the autocomplete stuff, which is a bit interesting. So I'm going to close Visual Studio.
Love it.
And reopen Visual Studio. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why are you not giving it to me? Am I missing like a bracket somewhere? There it goes.
There
Cool. Sorry, now I just wanted that to be in blue because
Beautiful.
that's my favorite color. So what does the get or create instance want? It says I need to have an app ID, which is the app ID that Mobile Analytics Manager created us. So 25909. Over here, we should have app ID. And right here, ending in 25909. So we're on the correct app.
Sweet.
The Cognito AWS credentials. It says, where am I supposed to be looking at to know what device I am supposed to be called? So when you log into Facebook or something, then you give it your email or mobile phone and your password. Now that goes off to Facebook's database, and then it returns whatever your ID is with that service.
To Facebook.
Well, no, not just taking Facebook as an example.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
let's say you log into Gmail.
All right. Oh, good.
You log into something.
You
give
into
it
somewhere.
you give it an email address and a password,
Yep.
a username and a password, and it goes, "This is your ID," and then it passes you back your ID.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what
makes sense.
That is what Cognito is doing here with the AWS credentials. It's saying, where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be talking to find out who this person or this device is? And we go, great. So this is the Cognito pool that I want you to talk to.
That's sort of interesting. You specify US East, but then in two other separate places you're like, oh, but East 1, but you've already said East 1.
Yeah, this comes into the realm of ARNs, which is another topic that we'll talk about later on when we talk about S3 and things. But yeah, you are right. You do have to put that in quite a lot of places. Yeah, it's talking to here, but I want it here as well, and also you're in there.
Like whatever.
All right, thank you, everybody. So we were talking about regions in. Did we talk about regions? I can't remember if we did. I think we did. Or
I think we did.
Okay.
We can do a quick recap.
Let's do a quick recap on it. No, we did. We did talk about it already. Sorry, everybody. We're just remembering if that was the video that we botched something in or not. All right. So when you're having things that are set up in regions, you can have them distributed all around the place.
Yeah.
So you could actually say that I want to be talking to a Cognito pool here, but I in Australia, but I actually want your mobile analytics to be going to a different spot.
Oh, I
because
see.
it's local. So you can set up all those different things.
Okay.
In this case.
Nice and distributed.
Yeah, when we set up the mobile analytics, you'll notice that it's actually switched back to global. It's blocked out everything else and says, no, I don't require a region selection. So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does that because it defaults everything. If you look in the URL up here, is it here somewhere? No, it's gone now, bugger.
Usually it's like US East, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to have it in there. But we can see it's US East 1 because this is where it's created the Cognito pool and where it's put the analytics' endpoint.
So
now,
it's like, although we don't need to know about it, Amazon created all this data set up in a place.
Yes.
So it needs to know, but we don't need to know.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Until we need to code with it when we do need to know. And it tells us where it is anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. Not confusing at all when it says it doesn't need it, but it does. Rightio. So there is one other particular piece of information that we do need to put on this, which this code does not give us, unfortunately. Yeah, quite helpful. And that is going to be Unity Initializer.
What is this?
Now this comes from Amazon, and it says if you want to actually start this object and make me able to be send data, you must put this on in place. So we go Unity Initializer dot attach to game object, and I want to attach to this dot game object, which is the analytics manager.
That's quite interesting that they didn't tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know why. When I first set that up, I remember that I had to. What? Why is it giving me an error? Why is my data not there? And then it would just...
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That should be everything we need. Nope, there was one more thing that it needed. So far, every time we start the game and stop the game, we'll have 2 events firing for that to say the game has started and the game has ended.
Yes.
However, if you are on a mobile phone, one of the things that you do is get a text message, close the game, go and read the text message, jump back into the game. And that happens through the on-application focus. Well, when the user comes back to the game, we want to...
It's like alt-tabbing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That we have come back into the game, we want to send off another event to say, this person just pause it for this little bit of time. And that helps us determine if it's a new session against the game, or if it's the continuing of the last session. So we could close the game and then wait 4 or 5 minutes and then start it up again.
Yep.
And that'll go, hey... this is a brand new session of the game. Whereas if they've just quickly gone away, opened a text, and then come back, we go, awesome, they are still in the same session of the game. Let's not log another session against that user.
Makes sense.
Okay, and there is, what have we got here? There's another piece of code that they've put in a comment here, which is, don't forget to set don't destroy unload transform.gameObject.
It's a little weird that they wouldn't put that up here as well, but whatever.
Hey, they can do whatever they want, so long as we can get around it. Okay, and I think that should be everything we need for this video.
Oh, wait a second.
What's up?
So where was the don't destroy? What method was that? In start.
Don't destroy on load. So this is not this is a Unity specific method that says this object here. Let's quickly go to Unity and we'll press play.
Doesn't Unity have an awake method for stuff like that, or?
Nope. So here we got don't destroy on load.
Oh,
so everything else is still here, but it says if you close the level and then restart the level, or let's say you what am I talking about? We finish this level. Let's run over this way. We'll get spotted by. We can see how we're getting spotted and stuff. Hooray! We beat the game. If we just press play, I'll go to the next level. Then this is the exact same analytics object.
Right. Oh, cool.
Come on, expand out. So this way, it doesn't have to say, I'm going to turn myself on. Hey, I got to go talk to the Cognito service and find out who I am. Oh, it's a new person, or it's me again, or I've started the app again. It knows it's the same thread. Okay, so let's pause because we might or might not see data on the management console here. Your app data will appear in the mobile Linux dashboard within 60 minutes of running the code. So there might be a delay before we see it. So let's go to mobile analytics. Have we seen anything yet? No, we haven't. Bugger, not yet. So we're going to press pause, wait for some data to come in. No, actually we're going to press pause, code the next part, and eventually that data will be there.
Okay.
Great. All right, any questions, Nick?
I think that makes sense.
Cool.
So will we be able to we need to be able to access that analytics manager from everywhere, right?
How do you mean?
So it needs to be a singleton.
You don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
You don't need to worry about making it static or anything.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, thank you very much. Whoops, it's a manager. Good pickup. Public static analytics manager instance.
Cool.
And in void awake, we can now go instance equal to this. Oh, cool. So we didn't have to access it for anything we were doing there, but Nick is absolutely correct. We forgot to put this on the code. All right. So
what's the main difference between awake and start then?
We could put awake fires first. Awake is the object that's just been created. And then, so everything gets instantiated or set up first. And you go, rightio, everything in the game is ready. Now let's go ahead and call everybody's start method.
Okay, so shouldn't we put the don't destroy and load up in here then?
That doesn't matter where you put it.
Doesn't matter where?
No,
Alright, cool.
matter.
As long as that gets called sometime.
As long as it gets called within awake or start to say, oi, don't delete me, please.
Okay, I just assumed that you had to do it as like in a specific method. But
Yeah,
alright, that makes
matter.
sense. Cool.
Cool. Alright, let's finish this one
Fantastic.
off and we'll come back and do more stuff in the next video.
Alright.
If I could press the stop button. There it is. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. How you doing, Nick?
Good, how are you?
I am doing pretty cool. Getting hungry. Nearly lunchtime.
Yes.
Yum. Rightio. So we have got some data being sent off to Amazon Mobile Analytics. And we want to be able to play with this data and do our own analytics on it as we see fit. Because this is just some top-level stuff. So we want to set up our data to be pushed to S3,
and which is Amazon's storage solution. So let's quickly talk about some other Amazon services first. So if we were to get... So mobile analytics is a combination of a few of AWS's services. And I think it's a good idea to know what they are as well, so you kind of have an idea of what's actually happening in the first place. So we've looked at so far Cognito, or a very quick overview of Cognito, saying this is your ID. And we'll see more of that in action when we actually get the data into Databricks.
Yeah.
But if we want to get the data into S3, which is where Databricks is going to be reading it from,
Yes.
then we need to stream the data to S3.
Yes.
And mobile analytics will take care of that for us. But I just want to quickly talk about what, if we were to build this on our own, what we could do for that one. So inside of services, I've just clicked up there and I'm going to type in Kinesis. And Kinesis working with real-time streaming data. If you did want to try and find it down here somewhere, it is under Analytics, which is here. Analytics, Kinesis. Rightio, so there's two types of streaming sets of data. There are streams and there's Firehose. Now then there's analytics, which is a way of querying both streams and Firehose. So you can query what you've got in the buffer.
Right.
But let's quickly talk about streams. So Kinesis streams are a way for you to just send in data to Amazon Kinesis. And you go, what kind of data? Whatever data you want.
Okay.
So we could be sending off our... Did we keep this thing here? Yes. We could just turn this into a JSON object and then fire off this JSON object somewhere and say, hey, Kinesis, just keep this piece of data for me. And it'll go, no troubles at all. But it'll hold it in the Kinesis server. And you've got... it'll hold it in there by default for 14 or 12 hours. And you go, great. What if after that 12 hours, I forget to go and read the data from the stream?
Yeah.
It goes, well, I'm just going to hold it for 12 hours and then I'm going to delete it. So it's this continuous 12-hour moving window of data that it keeps. So if you wanted to, you could set up a Kinesis stream and push your data up there, but you've got to remember that you have to have something that goes ahead and reads it and pulls it out for you. So we could then set up another service that would go and read the stream, combine it into one object, and save that object to S3 as a file.
Okay.
But we go, yeah, that's a lot of fun stuff, and I don't really want to have to deal with any of that.
Yeah,
So
because
there's-
what would read it out of the stream?
Exactly. What would read it out of the stream? We'd have to have another web service that set it up and was sitting there continuously polling this stream, saying, "Have you got data? Have you got data?"
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It's another way of doing web analytics, which is quite handy. But in our case, for this game here, the idea was to keep it as cheap as possible. So you can get. We said that mobile analytics has this up to a 60-minute delay to get you your data.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to be faster than 60 minutes, you needed it on the dot, then you could go and set up a Kinesis stream.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, cool. Because you'd already have it, yeah.
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 Now, we're not going to go into setting up the streams, but if you wanted to, that is another way you can do it. If a 60-minute delay is just too slow for you for whatever reason, you need it faster, Kinesis stream is the way to go. And if anyone out there has heard of Apache Kafka, the Amazon Kinesis stream is essentially Apache Kafka. It's a streaming thing. You send your data and you read off the stream.
Okay.
It's designed to be super fast and handle lots of connections. Whereas, Nick, your point there earlier was, how do I have to have a service that reads off the stream, and that's going to be something else I have to set up. So Amazon answered that question by saying, let's set up Firehose. You can just send up a whole bunch of data to the stream. We won't give you a way to look at what's on the stream. However, we will give you we will automatically write that data to an S3 bucket for you.
Okay.
So you could say, awesome, I want you to, it'll take care of the batching for you. You can say, keep this data. I'm going to send all my data up to you. I'm never going to talk to you directly, Firehose.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you either wait until you have 1 meg of data in your buffer, or it's been 5 minutes.
Right.
And then it'll go, awesome, I'll take that batch of either 1 meg or 5 minutes worth of nothing, or worth of data, and I will combine that into one single file, and I'll write that to S3 for you.
Okay. Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
But it says transform, like...
Yeah, transform, because you can send data into Firehose. Now, this is another topic that we won't be talking about, but you can send data up to Firehose that can trigger a Lambda to happen and says, hey, I've received an event. Please do some stuff to the data and then add it to the buffer.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, not something that we'll be covering too much, but if you do want to go ahead and do that type of style, you can look up Lambda in here, which is quite handy indeed. Rightio, so the third one that it's got here, I said there's two types of streams, but it also does have analytics, which allows you to run your analytics over the streams itself.
Right.
Oh no, they've updated it so you can now do Firehose and streams. Cool. They didn't used to have that. It used to just be streams. Now you can do analytics and Firehose.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet. Anyway, that's not what we're going to be doing. So, Mobile Analytics says, I will take care of the Cognito app pool for you, and I will also push your data to S3 for you.
Sweet.
And it's doing that through a Firehose.
Okay.
And it says, we said up to a 60-minute delay.
Right.
That means behind the scenes, Mobile Analytics has said, I will either capture data up to a certain buffer size, and if you overflow my buffer size, I will collate those into one batch and write that file to S3.
Yes.
Or, if you just send me little bits and pieces of data, not enough to fill up the buffer, then I will wait until it's been 60 minutes since the last send, and I'll group that, and I'll push that over to S3 for you.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Cool. Rightio, so Mobile Analytics is taking care of the Cognito IDs for us and the Kinesis Firehose streaming service for us. So let's go back to Mobile Analytics.
More stuff?
More stuff?
Maybe.
Well, we're not really. We're still the same user.
I was looking.
Maybe a few sessions. 5 sessions. We were at 4 before.
Oh.
Whoa.
Maybe we have custom events then.
Maybe we have custom events. Nick's
Oh,
event!
we got it.
Hey! Alright, so...
18.
we did press P quite a few times.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. So, anyway, let's come back to this part. Let's keep going on topic. Back to the overview. Sorry, I didn't go back to the overview. Over on the right-hand side, we've got export your data.
Okay.
So from here, we can say, where do you want to push your data to? We could send it to Redshift, or we can send it to S3. Now, we're not going to talk about Redshift. We'll just talk about S3.
Okay.
So we set up the app 3DBuzz Game Analytics. I'm going to tick on this one, and then go configure auto export to S3, enable auto export.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
And then it should have asked me
Auto-
for stuff.
Well, it already says auto export.
Auto export to S3.
Oh, it's already been what? Exporting to S3. What it's Redshift has been configured for this bucket. That's
Oh, I get what it's doing. It's sending both of these apps, because I already had the streaming set up for the original project. It's saying, cool, I'll send this one to the same S3 bucket.
Okay, so we want to change that. So
No, I'm actually not going to change it. I don't think it's
No?
going to let me. Let's go to view integration steps. Yeah, that's going to just show up these things here again. Grr. All right, bugger. I was hoping that it would let me set up my own bucket or anything, because then that could have been my way of introducing you to S3.
yeah.
But let's do it anyway. Let's go to S3 on ourselves. If you are following along, then go to export your data, tick the box and say configure auto export to S3. It'll tell you, it'll ask you, which bucket do you want to go to? Now, I can't remember if it says, if it lets you create a new bucket or if it assumes you've already got one.
Yep.
But this is a good point when we do have to start talking about regions. So this mobile analytics is set to global, and as we saw earlier, it was using the region of US East 1.
Yep.
But when we go to S3, so my one's already set up to go to AWS Unity Analytics. So that means I've got a bucket called AWS Unity Analytics. Let's go to S3. And you can see I've got a whole bunch of buckets in here. Now a bucket is just a stash of data. Think of each one as its own little USB drive.
Sweet.
Which is probably a really bad analogy, but we'll go for that. It's its own little, it's a
file system.
It's its own file system, which is independent of everything else. So if you wanted to, you can create a new bucket.
Are we going to make a new bucket?
We're going to make a new bucket just for the sake of creating a new bucket.
Okay.
But we're not going to use this bucket. We're going to use the other bucket. So let's call it G'day from
3DBuzz.
Australia.
Alright, we can do that too.
G'day from Australia. Awesome.
Yeah.
And it says, what region do you want to create this bucket in? Now, picking the region is usually an important piece, because if you're in Australia, then you want to talk to Australian servers to make the data transfer go really fast.
As possible, yeah.
But Amazon has got their own network laid around the place. If you want to hear more about how insanely cool their network is and how they built it, go to YouTube and look up the keynote from Werner Vognel's on... Yeah, the keynote from reInvent 2016.
Okay.
He had this really cool thing, how they told you how they laid all the cables and how fast they are, and how it was actually a really interesting talk. Anyway, so you can pick whichever region you want. You would generally pick something that's close to you. And great. Do we need to copy settings from an existing bucket? No, we're just going to leave this part blank and go create.
Yes.
And now we chill, and g'day from Australia. This bucket has been created and says, I am local to Sydney, Asia Pacific.
Are you able to change the region after it's created? Or?
No.
No?
If you wanted to, you would have to create a new bucket.
Fair enough.
Now, if someone else had created a bucket called G'day from Australia, then we would be told, no, you can't have that bucket.
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter if someone had put it in Sydney or North Virginia or Ohio or Tokyo. No, they must be globally unique.
Interesting.
All right, so... I've already got one called AWS Unity Analytics, and this is where the other mobile analytics was already exporting to. And we can see that it has set itself up in US East, North Virginia.
Yep.
And we go, hang on, US East, haven't I seen something with US East 1 before?
Yeah.
So that's why it chose that one for me.
Okay.
And I think when you set up your one, everyone watching, it'll probably pick US East 1 for you as well, unless it had you with a different region, in which case you'll probably find your bucket gets created there.
But it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter, no, with a but. And we'll come back to that when we talk about Databricks, if that's okay.
Okay.
Cool. So let's look at this one. We have now got AWS MA, and you can see where I've been uploading the videos that I've been encoding, and a build of the game. So let's go AWS MA. So AWS Mobile Analytics, and it says into events, and it's got our 2 app IDs in here. Well, you would only have one, but our one was 525909, wasn't it? It was.
Yes, it was 4C7.
25909.
Yes, look at the first
you're looking at the first part. Yeah. I always go to the end part.
Ooh,
go team.
We've verified it.
Okay, so it's this one here. And if we look at this one, when you stream your data out to an S3 bucket or to a folder, it says, I'm going to partition it by year, so 2017, by month, because it's 06, because it's June, and 18, because it's the 18th of June today. Cool. And if we look in here, we now have, 1 and 2. This is the hour that it's done at 01 and 02, which is local to...
Oh, it's Virginia time.
Virginia's time.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so let's click on 02. And we can see we've got some files in here. Whoa. And you go, whoa, what is all this big this big file name? I don't know. And really,
doesn't matter.
I don't need to know.
Oh.
I don't need to know. Yeah, but we can kind of look at it and see, oh, there's the file, there's the app ID, and there's I don't know what this part is, but it's a way of splitting the data, making sure it's in together, and then it's just got this ID on the end to say this is the ID of the send from the stream. Okay, so by default, if you go, I'm going to click on this file, please, and then you go, hey, there's the link, I'll just take this link and I'll share it with all my friends. When you click on it, Amazon says, no. Hang on. The first thing is that everything is, if you upload it to S3, no one can touch it.
Okay, so you can either have... So this is a private link then?
Not even a private link. It's just a link that says, look, this is how you would get to this file if you were to make it public. Oh. So here's a make public button. So everything on S3 is lovely and secure. You can't download it unless you create a role and say this role now has access to talk to that file.
Okay.
Yeah, so now let's make this one public. Success. And now this is a completely public file. Anyone who wanted to would be able to come along here and click on this file, or I could email this link to you, Nick, and you would be able to download it. So now it's downloaded this gzip file.
That was cool.
Yeah. Okay, so storage class, standard. There are different types of storage available in S3. By default, standard is the standard one. Yeah, makes sense. You've got another one which is called Glacier, where you go, you know what? I don't need it to be available all the time. I might say, I want to get that file. Please, S3, make it available for me within the next 1 to 3 hours.
Right.
And so it'll go, no troubles at all. And you go, what would be the point of that? And you go, well, that keeps it cheaper.
Okay. Is it also like long-term storage?
Yes.
Then? Okay.
Yep.
Is it data redundant or something like that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So Amazon S3 has what they call 11 nines of durability. So you upload a file to S3.
11 what?
11 nines.
11 nines.
99.999999999.
That's a fair few nines.
That's 11 nines, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yes.
% durability. So basically, you upload a file to S3 and it goes, cool. I'm going to... Now, we talked about region...
How do they even calculate that?
Magic.
Alright.
I don't know.
That's good enough for me.
When you upload a file to S3, you upload it to the region. But we talked about availability zones. So we said that Sydney has 3 availability zones.
Oh, okay.
So when you upload a file to Sydney, I'm making air quotes, whoever can't see it.
Everyone except for me.
Is everyone except Nick, yeah. It says, awesome, I will now save that file into each of the availability zones, so all 3 of them. And I will also make a bunch of extra copies in each of those regions as well. So if one of the hard drives fails, or a giant flood comes along and floods the Sydney one that happened 2 years ago.
Happen, right?
Oh, it's happened before. Then you go, awesome. Well, it doesn't matter that hard drive failed because it's actually somewhere else as well. It's actually got a whole bunch of backups all made around the place.
Pretty nice.
Yep, so let's quickly click on this one. And I will extract this file into the 3DBuzz folder that I had.
Nice.
And now let's go to Notepad. And we'll bring that file into Notepad. Do I want to save this one? No, I don't need to. And we can see that it's actually the raw JSON of each individual event that got saved to here. And we go, awesome, where is each line start? And each line starts with event type Nix event.
Right.
So where's the next event type Nix event? Attributes.
Nix event.
Nix event. There we go. I'm going to quickly find this. Awesome, so that is the right one. Cool. And let's look at what this data has. So when we sent off the Nix event, we can see that we have the event type of Nix event. We have the timestamp that the event happened. Now it's a very important one that you have you have 2 timestamps in here. One when the event happened, and
Unix.
2.
That's a Unix.
Yes.
Thing.
So we have the Unix time of when the event happened, and we have the time of when the event arrived.
Cool. Oh, that's nice.
So this is a handy one because I might be playing the game in an offline mode, and I don't have the internet turned on. I don't have Wi-Fi on, and all of a sudden I create all these analytic events, and it saves them all into the device, and it says next time I turn myself onto the internet, next time I have internet access and the app is open, I will send off this backlog of data. So it now knows when the event actually happened and can recalculate with the previous data. And you can also put in rules that say if it's older than 3 hours or 5 days or whatever time period you in. So that's too old, I don't care about it anymore. Disregard it. So don't stuff up what I'm trying to import.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just how long it took to get here.
So yeah, how long did it actually take it? When we press P and say trigger that event to send off the data, it doesn't actually send it straight away.
Yeah.
It waits and waits and waits until it has enough to actually send off at once.
It's quite interesting.
It waits until there's less CPU, until there's less network availability. So it takes. This is what's really cool about mobile analytics. It takes care of all that batching for you as well. All right, so I thought this would be pretty interesting just to see that, and that's up and running. So if you are following along at home or on the bus or on the train, and you had just set up your export, you might not see data available in your S3 bucket just yet.
Yeah, you get it.
You'll get it
maybe a little while later.
Yeah, you'll get it as you send in new events after you set up your export.
So there's probably Right. Okay. So, and you mentioned before how you can do it. It does it sort of like in batches.
Yes.
So if you forced a bunch of data, that would sort of force the stuff earliest on to get pushed out as quick as possible.
Yeah, you could do that, but how much data do you need to send?
Yeah.
I don't know, and bugger.
Yeah. Well.
But you could do that.
Yeah. You can either wait or you can do it real quick and hit your file cap limit.
But if you do that, then you've stuffed up your analytics as well because you're oversending extra data that you didn't mean to.
Yes.
Trade-offs. Damn it.
Yeah. But well, I mean,
Yeah.
accuracy is probably better than being like impatient.
Or you could do what we're going to do, and if this part hadn't already sent off, the plan was what we were going to do here, everybody, was set up the export, fire off a bunch of events, then go and get some lunch and come back and have some data to record
But
the
now
next
we
video.
can't get lunch.
Now we're going to starve. Fun stuff. Okay, cool. I think that's long enough for this video. Let's finish it off. If you want to have a look through this a bit more, please, by all means, go through it, look in there. However, the next thing we're going to do is go to Databricks and set up an account there, set up a cluster, and start reading this data, and we'll be able to see it in a much prettier format. Woo. Or you can go to jasonprettyprint.com and copy paste this in, and you'll have a pretty
good idea.
Jason.
Cool.
All right, cool. So that's enough from this one. We'll see you all in the next video, everybody.
All right. See you later.
Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we are going to set up some custom events. So at the moment, the base analytics manager is sending in the start, the quit, and the on application focus events. But
So the only thing that's going with that, like your ID, it's just like this person did this, this person left, this person started.
So the only thing that's sending in is this is the app ID. I've gone to Cognito and I've looked up an ID to assign to you, and I've said this should be your computer's ID, and this is the event that they did.
Sweet.
That's all it's doing so far. So let's quickly talk about the Cognito part for a second there. What it's saying is when I said this is the ID that this computer is, when we first launched the game, and it was the first time that this device had seen the analytics manager, it says, hello Cognito, I don't know who I am. Please tell me who I am. So it goes up to Cognito, and Cognito says, this is your ID. So save this ID against yourself. So cache it and remember it. And it saves it somewhere. And so now every single event that happens from this computer will always have that Cognito ID against it. So by looking at a Cognito ID and the app ID, we know that we're looking at the same person in the same app.
Cool.
Or we're looking at the same device in the same app.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we can now push in some extra details. So let's put in here private custom event. So this custom event is from Amazon again, saying, hello, what extra details do you want to give to me? And we'll call it get base event attributes. And we're going to pass in a string and call the string event type. Okay, get base event attributes. Yes, I have spelled that correctly.
Yep.
Custom event. Now, anything that's going to be returning anything, the first thing I do is call it retval for return value, is equal to a new custom event, and the custom event says what is the event type that I am, so we're going to pass in event type, and then I go return retval, so now my method builds and doesn't have any problems with it. That's just how I work. If you work differently, go for it.
But we can put more information on this.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah,
Cool.
so now we can go retval dot. So whenever you want to have an analytical thing happen, you have a metric, which is an event that or a count of thing, and then you have an attribute, which is a way of describing that thing that happened.
Right, but there's global attributes and global metrics.
Yeah, we're ignoring all those.
Right,
so
okay.
we're going to look at just attributes
I'll ignore them too, then.
and metrics.
All right,
yes,
cool.
Please do. So inside of attribute, let's put in an attribute. So every time we send an event, from now on, every time we send an event, well, that is not just the base start ones, we're going to say get base event attributes, which is going to create this custom event. And now we can say that every single event that we now send will have all this extra stuff about it.
Yes.
So inside of here, we will put in level name, which is from level manager.instance.level name that we just inserted in the last video.
All right, yeah.
We can say retval.add attribute level version is equal to level manager.instance.level version.
Sweet.
And let's look into some other things that are just interesting to capture. retval.add attribute. Let's look at operating system.
Oh, that's a good one.
And we'll go to, where do we get this one from? System info dot. Hey, there's all kind of cool things in here. So we can see, does my device support copy textures? Or what type of device?
Device type.
What graphics type am I going to be using? So
Oh,
you
that's
can
pretty
get,
cool. Is it graphics type? Oh, the API
graphics
that's
device
used.
type, device name. So you can grab all kinds of information about what this hardware can do.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so then you could do, someone was having some frame rate issues on something, and this is the device that ID had against it.
We'd
Oh,
also
so
be
there's a
able to
problem
see
with that.
like, okay, what operating system or what system is the most commonly used for playing our game.
Exactly,
We can
exactly.
target audiences based on that.
So I'm just going to add in some ones that I already know are here. So operating system.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was that one? Operating system family.
Let's do
What
both.
is the operating system family the game is running on? Well, I'm adding you in.
Do them all.
Family.
Analytics is all about getting as much data as you can, I guess.
Oh yeah. Now, if this is anything like Adobe Analytics,
Adobe Analytics.
formerly known as Site Catalyst, then this will be Windows, and this will be Windows 10.
Oh, okay.
So you can then say, hey, aggregate at the operating system type level, and then go down to the individual details.
Cool. Oh,
Okay,
I probably
so
want to string, probably.
operating system family is that dot to string. I don't know what's in there, but we'll find out pretty soon. Hopefully, it's what we think it is. Dot add. I know that operating system is the one that I want.
Yeah. Okay.
What else do we want to have about this one? Let's put in a model name.
And probably like your hardware identifier.
Info dot. Yep. So I got a device model. So let's call our thing as correctly what they think it is. Device model. Dev device model. We've now got a device model. What else do we have under device? We've got a device type. Device type needs a toString on it. Type.
Mm-hmm.
And one more. Device ID. Oh, sorry, device unique identifier. So what this
Same
one?
thing, I guess.
Yeah, same thing. ID. Yeah. So what is this device ID? This is the ID of this hardware that we're currently running on, and that is separate to the Cognito ID that Cognito is providing. So we just have two of these IDs. They're not a one-to-one mapping. They have no relation to each other. We just happen to have an ID from Cognito, and we happen to have an ID of the device.
Cool.
So that would be pretty handy if we were a game publisher, or a game developer, and we had 3 different games out there. We would be able to group by, if I had all 3 of those games running on my, had run all 3 of those games on my hardware, then we'd be able to see, hey, it's the same device unique ID. That's that same hardware running across all 3 of those games.
Oh, this guy must like our games.
Yeah.
To keep playing them.
Yeah.
Must. Yeah.
Go him! Hooray! Whoever you are, Mr. 56829, whatever a good ID would be.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, after that, we've got every single event that we send in is now going to have all of this information available to it. Cool. Let's put in another thing, which is add metrics. So we've got our attributes that describe what the event is or what the state of things were at that event time. Let's also put in a metric, and we're just going to call this one count, and we'll put in 1.
Why not 2?
Because if you wanted to count how many times the player was spotted by the enemy, you would do select everything, all of the metrics where event type was player spotted by enemy, and then sum up the count.
And that event type would contain level name version, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Okay.
So then we could say, awesome, let's sum up on count, which means if there were 5 events and there were 5 ones, then that would give us a sum of 5.
Oh.
Whereas if you said, why don't we use 2? If we use 2, then it would be you'd been spotted twice in the 1 point.
Oh, good.
Ooh. So there are reasons where you might want to put more than 1 in there.
I can't think of any.
I can, but it's more related to not so much a count, but a timer.
Like, hey, this person was in level for 3 seconds. Let's go ahead and sum up all the times that someone was in the level for. So we'll be exploring more metrics later on in future. But we've got the add attributes.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. So this is not all the attributes that you can have. You can have, we're going to put a lot more attributes on each specific event type. However, these are the attributes that will be across all events.
Just all the base ones.
Yes. Okay, and with that one there done, we also want to actually send our analytics, our custom events, which is private void send event. And we are going to, when we send event, we need to say custom event, event data, and string event type. Okay, and what do we need to put inside of this method? We need to put in there analytics manager dot record event and event data. Rightio, so that's all we need to put in there. This is going to say I am going to take the event that you have given to me. I am going to send it off to the analytics manager to capture it.
Easy.
But there's one more thing that I want to do, which is for our debugging purposes. I want us to see in the console of Unity as things are sent. So
makes sense.
Let's quickly put in here string log equal to, you know what? I'm going to come back and code that method soon because it's a bit of an ugly one. Debug.log, and we will just put in here event data.toString. Event data.toString. I don't think this will work, but it should at least show us that an event is being fired. I think we might need that other method that will be coming soon, which is a really ugly method, which will actually split it out properly and say these are the events, these are the attributes and things.
Map out a dictionary to the console.
Pretty much, yeah. So let's run. Well, now we need to actually call get base event and send event.
So we're going to do that.
We'll do that in... Has this one got an update method? It should have an update method. It doesn't have an update method. There it is. If input dot get key down, input dot pick a letter, Nick, any letter. P. Input dot, hang on, keycode dot P. If you press the P button, then we will do a, what was the method name?
Get base analytics.
Get base event attributes. Get base event attributes. This one we'll call it Nick's event.
Yeah, made it.
You want me to call it yeah, made it?
Yeah,
I'm not going to call it Nick's event. Yeah, made it. And then we're going to do send event, and if we're going to send an event, that we need to pass in a custom event, so we may as well just pass this whole thing into there. Wait. There we go.
Yay.
Great. Having fun with my typing today.
Oh, you also need to pass in the
send
event
event
name.
says it also needs to have the event type, so I should just we will do it this way. And string event type is equal to Nick's event. My typing is getting
So you can't get the event type off the custom event thing.
We could, but we're not going to.
All right, fair enough.
This is just a quick method that's going to be destroyed soon.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Let's go back to Unity. That one. Press play.
Alright.
Check out the console. Hey, we've attached ourselves. And now we'll run over here and we'll press P. Hooray! It's sent an event. It's sent an event. Send events! They're pretty pointless events right now though, and my toString didn't quite work as I hoped it would. We're just saying we're sending a custom event because that's what the toString is.
Well, yeah.
Great. Anyway, okay, cool. So that finishes up this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Cool.
In the last video, we set up get base event attributes and send events, but we did this quick little event data.toString, and I was hoping that that would give us something a bit better to look at than this. A quick win, but I didn't want to have to quickly code that the method that we're now going to code in this one. So I don't want to have custom event here. I want to be able to see the contents of the events that are being sent off to mobile analytics.
Yeah.
So let's do this one, which is going to be a new method. Whoa, that was not right. Private string event data to string.
Cool.
We'll pass in custom event
Whoa.
Customer.
Customer event.
Oh.
God, yeah. There we go. Event data string event type. I actually don't think I need event type for this one, but I'm just going to put it in there anyway. Alright, so we're going to say string. I'm going to call it log. I'm going to go with exactly what I said last video. Retval is equal to return.
I always write ret run.
What do you call it? Ret run?
No.
Oh,
when you're writing return, I always
Ret
type
run.
it wrong. Ret run.
Okay, so what are we going to put into this one? We are going to take our event data and we're going to split out the attributes and the metrics and convert that into some lovely pretty string that we can see inside of the console. We'll do that with string.format, open up, and open that type 0 dash attributes, attitor, open bracket, and a little space, close that one, and pass in event type. Event type. There's 2 T's in event type. Okay, cool. That's going to give us the first string, which was just put event type into type there. Now we need to fill in what the attributes are. So we'll say for each var attitor in event data dot attributes, all attributes, sorry. Get rid of the extra bracket on there. Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah.
Log equal to string dot format.
You mean retval?
Sorry, yes. What am I doing? Logger retval equal to string. My typing skills are so bad. I feel like I should just pass the keyboard over to you. Format 0, 1, 2.
Yeah.
I tried to get rid of that space and then I didn't.
It's all good.
In here we're going to pass in the current version of retval, att.key and att.value. So that'll take for each of those attributes, it'll go, I've already got type attribute open bracket, and then it'll put each of them inside of there for us. And now we'll go hooray to the next spot. Retval is equal to string dot format. I have to think about this one, don't I?
Oh, you want to
0.
Yeah.
Close the bracket. Pop over to metrics. Metrics. Open up the bracket and then pass in retval. Close. And now put in for each var metric mert. This is really fun just getting this so bad. Event data all metrics. Enter into there, and now we go retval is equal to string dot format. What's this one going to be? It's going to be 0.
Plus, yeah.
0, 1. You know, I can just copy and paste this one.
Pretty much.
And then change you to metric. Great. So that's going to put in all the metrics for us.
And then
one
need to
last
close
one. Close it. Yes, indeed. Nick is super keen. I do enjoy working with you, Nick. It's quite fun.
Yes, it is fun.
Yes, I am quite fun, aren't I?
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, cool. So that's going to put in type, put in the event type at the top for us, list out all the attributes, list out all the metrics, and then go ahead and close the brackets on us. Now I've got a bit of an excessive bracketation going on over here. Bracketation?
Bracketeration.
And then we'll go to Unity, and we shall press play.
We didn't actually use the method.
We didn't need to use it. It was getting called by... Oh, no.
Yeah, we
right,
haven't actually...
We haven't called it. Story of my life. Debug.log.
Why is my stuff not working? Oh, I just wasted 30 minutes not calling my method. That's me at work.
Event type. Again with the 2 T's in event type. Okay, cool. So now we're going to debug log the event data to string, pass in the event data and the event type. That'll spit out all this for us, return us this lovely, well-formatted string, and then put that into the console.
That's good.
Now there's nothing there. I don't know why I'm just running away from the enemy, making sure he doesn't see me. Press P, and we can see that we've got everything we need listed out here. So I'm going to take this guy and bust out with Notepad, and let's have a look. We have got the type being Nick's event. Hooray! Yeah. What attributes do we have being sent in with there? And what metrics do we have being sent here? So there's our count of 1 and some extra stuff that we don't need. But look at this. We've got level 1. Level version is 1. The operating system is Windows. I am on Windows 10. 10.0.0. It's a bit weird. It doesn't show like the creators update or any patches in there. Anyway, so I'm on Windows 10, and I'm running a Surface Pro 4, and I am of type desktop, and we can see all of the ID of the device, which is not the Cognito ID. I run that home again, and we will see that in action pretty soon. So that is, now as we press PPPPP, we can see lots of different things happening there. Okay, so every custom event we put in place, we'll also be able to see it being sent off, so we can see all the data that's being sent with it.
Yep, cool.
Let's pause that. It's been long enough. Hopefully it's been long enough. Let's jump over to here, and we've got some data. Hooray!
Yes.
All right. Quick look at what all these metrics are. So daily active users is how many active individual unique IDs, Cognito IDs, that this app has seen against it. So far it's seen 1 because it was just this one device. Yes. That makes sense. Yep. So that means if we open and close, open and close, open and close, we're always going to just be 1 because we're the same person. But what's more interesting to that one is the sessions down here. And sessions are how many times did we open the app? How many times has the app actually been started? In this case, we've got 2, but we should have done a bit more by then, so hopefully it'll have a bit more data if we refresh it again. Hooray! Now it's getting our data a bit faster.
Cool.
So now we've got 4 because we've opened and closed it 4 times. And we look at new users, so you go, hooray, I've got my daily active users of 1.
Pretty nice that they do so much analytics, but like they do a lot of calculations for you for this stuff.
Yeah, they do, because some of these queries are quite a pain in the bum to write. So it's pretty handy having them already done here. I like the new users because daily active users is, yes, this has seen me for the first day, but in 3 weeks, maybe I then give my code over to Nick, and Nick goes, hey, and now I'm going to have 2 daily active users, but Nick would be a new user on that day, so you can see how many new people you're getting over time.
Cool.
Alright, cool. Sticky factor is how often this person is coming back, and I'm pretty stuck to this game because...
What's the difference between that and day 1 retention then? I mean, obviously that's 0, and they'll probably go up to 1 as you use it the next day as well.
If you use it the next day, then you go, hey, boom, you have been retained.
But then what does sticky factor do?
Sticky factor is how often you're actually coming back. The next day did you come back? The next day did you come back?
But how can that be 100%? Oh, 100% of the users came back.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a weighted average.
Ah.
Okay, and now we've got daily average revenue per person.
The ARPDAW.
Yep. The awesome extension of ARPU, which is ARPDAW. If anyone is wondering, ARPU is an actual acronym. I didn't just make up that one because it sounds funny. You haven't heard it before?
Nope.
No revenue per user?
No.
Okay, anyway. So, if we put some let's make money into this game, then we would be talking about how much money we've made. I like money too. But we're not going to be worrying about these 3 down the bottom in terms of this game because we're not putting any active purchases on there. But if we did, then this is where you'd see how much you've actually been earning each day. Not how much you've been earning, sorry, how much has been spent on the game. So if you would put an event that said, I've bought this add-on, or I've bought this in-game thing for $3.299.
Oh, just to make it seem like it's not $3,
yes,
but
it actually is. It's cheaper than $3. This would show you the $3. Cool. However, how much would you actually get? Apple would take their 30%, so you would get 70% of that. So anyway, this one here will only show you in the values you pass in.
You can basically use this to be like, hey, Apple, how come you haven't been paying me my correct share? I've got my analytics here saying that I should be getting paid this much, but you haven't paid me this much.
Yeah, pretty much. You could use it like that, and then you could use this to double check your metrics with what they say, and then you could use, well, mine says this, and yeah. Cool. Anyway, so there's some fun things in here. This is the base set of report that it gives you. If we now go, let's look at custom events over here. We should see Nick's event. Do we have a custom event found? No, it still hasn't reached that one.
I guess it's still processing it.
We only just did it, and it did say that it could take up to 60 minutes for the data to get here. So in future, we will see Nick's event. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, cool. I think that's enough for this video.
Yeah, I think so. That
No
makes
events
sense
found,
to me.
sorry, Nick. Now, okay, on that point, hang on. Custom events. No custom events found. So it must have found the started and the sessions and the other things like that. So
Okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess, because I guess at least the start and session ones are all Amazon provided, so they probably get processed quicker.
I don't say about process quicker. The data's been received for those ones. We've only just started sending these Nick event ones.
Right. Okay.
Cool. All right, let's finish this video off. Thanks very much, everybody.
See you later.